Hello and welcome to Pandaminium. We are here half an hour early. We have a new character, and I'd like us to kind of go through um, the setting for Pandaminium a little bit. We've gone through the dungeon pretty extensively. We especially that one floor. We've seen almost all of it. But we haven't really gone through the grassy terraces of the panda's domain quite yet. Um, but Space is here. You can say hi.
Hi guys.
And what was your character like in life? Who was this character that you have?
So my character name is Lyric, short for lyrical. She's a bard, tiefling, or tiefling bard, and just been just gone through life and or she sees life as kind of like a show, and everything about it, everything that she's about is just like she's fun and like whimsical and eccentric, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's like putting on a show, all the world is a stage. Um uh,
Exactly.
yeah, don't take stuff too seriously. That this kind of person.
Yeah, that's exactly how she does not take anything seriously. Oh, I'm gonna die. Well, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah. So that actually does happen to your character. This is hell. So your character has to die to get here. So and your character cannot die. This is a rule that I have. Your character cannot die in any kind of noble way. There's no there. It's all very silly ways of dying or ironic ways of dying. These kinds of things. So how does your character end their life on their previous plane of existence?
Yeah, I swindled somebody that I
Yeah.
probably shouldn't have swindled, and it didn't end up well for me.
Yeah. And I guess they stabbed you in your sleep or something.
Yeah, she woke up, yeah, just like that with a knife in my throat.
Cool. So you've read the intro text.
Yes, I have.
Oh, cool. So you've been an astral wanderer for a bit. Sort of half consciously moving throughout the universe. Um, and then all of a sudden you're sort of um kind of congealed on this really soft grass, and after so long, it feels very strange to have this corporeal being around you. Um, and you're lying down, your head's to the side, and you can smell smells again, and you can hear sounds again, and none of it is you know how people say, oh yeah, I couldn't hear for a while, and then when I could hear, it was awful, it was like a cacophony. It's not like that. It's very much, you come into existence, and you everything is very pleasant around you. The ground is very soft, the sky is very serene. There's even some stars poking through the blue. um and and looking around, you can see that you're on the edge of this cliff. And there's some winds like just blowing past you on this cliff. And you can see that there's a sort of a gnarled tree that is quite old. And uh and so what do you do here? And there's like a path going off into this terraced uh space, this green land with beautiful flowers and everything.
Uh, I think I'll go check out the terrace.
Right. So looking around, you see that there are multiple terraces. It's like if you can imagine, um, the rice paddies of China, but on a grander scale, and it's not water; it's just more grassland, right? So you're kind of getting up, um, sitting up slowly, probably because it's all very strange to you. When you hear from above you, you hear "Hello down there."
Yeah, I'm just looking around like, huh. Oh, okay. I see the voices in my head followed me. All right. Hello.
I I can see you're confused. Look up though. Look up. I'm in the tree.
Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. Hi.
And
Uh,
what you see in front of you, up in the branches on a big like sturdy branch, you see this big oversized panda. Not huge or anything. He's not like a huge monster or anything. He's just kind of fat, right? He's rotund. And he's got this smile on his face. And you know how pandas have this serene kind of smile. He's got he's not holding on to the tree. What he has, and you can see that he's surrounded by these bright green leaves. He's got a peach in one hand and a whole bunch of peach pits in the other hand. And you can see that he is surrounded by peaches. This is a peach tree. And he takes a bite, and it all this juice. It's like super juicy. This peach is so ripe, and all the juice runs down his chin and onto his neck. And he tells to you with his mouth full. He says, "Well, looks like you've died, and you're here to repay your debts from the mortal coil. It seems that way to me. Everybody else who comes by here, it's the same story. I can s-
well,
I can see you're interested in the greenery, the landscape. This is not much of a land. It's very small. So welcome to Pandaminium. I hope that your stay here will be productive."
yeah, I'm gonna laugh at that. Productive. Yeah. Okay. Maybe we'll see.
And without getting too deep into the sort of technical details of what we're going to be doing here, do you see that tower over there? And he points off, and there's this, and you know it kind of blends into the sky from this distance because it's a little bit foggy, a little shimmery. As it juts up into the sky, it's you can see it for sure. It goes up, and it just keeps going up, and as far as you can see, off until it's you can't see it anymore because it's just too thin on the horizon. It goes straight up, and he says, "Do you see that tower over there? There are some people in there right now. They are uh they are also uh atoning for their past sins. They're negating their karma in there. And there's another space where you can go and help us with the things that we need done. But well, this is what you're going to do." And he pauses a minute just to let you interject if you want.
No, you can continue. I'm listening.
Right. Well, it's good to see you, he says. Yeah, as almost as an afterthought, you know. It's he's he realizes that this might be a little strange for you, um, and he doesn't come down from the tree or anything. He just kind of cocks his head and says, "Oh, it's good to see you. Also, when you venture forth into this tower to atone for your karma, um, we will be collecting what is no, we won't be collecting it. You will be collecting these crystal shards, these light shards, and also these different dark shards. And those come from their two respective spaces, namely the Daedalus Tower over there, the Daedalus Ladder, rather, and the Material Abyss, which you can't see from here. And what you can do with these shards? Our forge master Asmodeus, he's very clever with a hammer. What he can do is forge these crystals into an item of your specification, an item of ascension, something that will help you ascend out of this place and be back on your astral journey. And then he pauses.
Well, I mean, anything to get out of this place, I guess I can do.
Most people agree. Yes. And I'm sorry that if it probably feels like such a burden, this body, this place, after going so far and seeing so many things. We do have um we do have a few people here, a few beings here who will help you on your way. Um and I'm just going to dig out the character list here. I've already mentioned Asmodeus. We have a a potion seller who exchanges potions for these light and dark crystal shards. Her name is Bethany. We have, when you go into these places, the ladder and the abyss, you will probably acquire mundane currencies of and we have one being here, the miser, who will exchange these for any mundane items that he has acquired. And we also have a well with a curious person in the bottom of it, who I have not ever been able to successfully communicate with him, but he will give you um, magical items that you will need for your journey in exchange for some of the light or dark shards. And this may or may not be a little overwhelming to you, depending on where you've come from. I've heard of these things called cities that have hundreds of people in them. Um, but let me know if you have any questions regarding these people. I can point you out to them. I can point them out to you if you would like to visit any of them.
Um, yes. I think I would like to visit one or two, maybe all of them.
Hmm.
Who do you think I should go to first?
Did you bring a dog with you?
I did not bring a dog with me. Yeah, I'm sorry. This mic picks up everything. So
No problem. Um, well, um, seeing as it is as easy as thinking about the person you want to see and walking in any direction, uh, you can go see any of them in the time that you have here, and I think it would be wise, possibly to visit Asmodeus, who is the keeper of the forge that will be um, that you will help to create this item of ascension with. And he can also do other things for you with this forge. Uh, Things like binding items to you, that kind of thing. Is that who you would like to go see? Or is
yes,
there
okay.
somebody else?
No, I think I would like to visit Osmodius.
Suggest walking on the path. It's easy on the feet.
Um, okay, thank you.
Thank you, and I hope to see you again soon. Um,
And down the path I walk.
yeah, follow the yellow brick road. So, you're thinking, as he said, it's as easy as just thinking of this person. So you're thinking what you know about him, Asmodeus. That's all. Forge master, forge keeper. Um, and you're walking down the road, and there's these flowers all around you. These like you've never seen um these flowers before. Even in your like astral journey after death, and you've seen so many things, but you've never seen anything like these before. So, and each one individual flower is different as well. So each one there will be like there won't be another one like it as you walk. Um, and so you're wandering, and you are, looking at the sort of greenery and everything, and you suddenly realize that you are at at a large steel door, and you're not far away from it. You are quite close to it. You look at it, surprised that it's suddenly snuck up on you like this. And looking around, you see it's attached to a large circular building, a dome shape with a chimney in the middle. And the chimney is just it has this small waft of smoke coming out. It's not as you would expect a forge. There's no big black billowing clouds, but certainly you are in front of Asmodeus's forge.
Hey, Raven. Sorry to interrupt you, but the stream isn't showing room 20.
Yeah, I know, because we're not on a page or anything.
Okay, because it just has starting shortly.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's right.
I didn't know
That's
if you know.
intentional.
Okay, sorry to interrupt.
Also, quick question, Raven. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Are we all level one? I just put
yeah.
level one.
We
Okay,
are
cool.
not all level 1, but you certainly are.
Okay.
Um, and so here you are in front of Asmodeus's forge. The doors are closed. It says Asmodeus's forge across the top archway.
I will knock.
These are big steel doors, so you knock, and it's like it's hard for even you to hear it, Um, but as you knock, the door swings a little bit. It just doesn't creak open. It just smoothly glides open, even with this just light knock that that you've done on this door.
Hi. I don't know if anybody's home, but I'm just gonna walk in.
Okay. And in front of you, you see again. It's a large circular dome-shaped chamber with and you can see the inside of the chimney as it slopes up to the center. And there's a large fire in the middle of the room, and you can feel this heat coming off of it. It's not super loud or anything, but there are also like racks and an overhanging piece where you can hang things on it. And all of a sudden, this you notice this tiny. It's a very very small. It's like probably a foot long, and it comes bouncing over to you, and it's got this little trunk of a face. Um, and I can show you a picture of it. Let me see. I'm going to copy the image address. Just drop it into. Oh, we are just about all here too. Just drop that in there. And do you see that in Discord?
Yes.
Yes,
It's so cute.
that is what bounds over to you. And I will show this. I might as well start as Tony suggested. Start the proper Roll20 uh, uh, sort of visualization, the stream. And this is what is seen bounding over to you. And it stops in front of you and looks up. And it's got these tiny little horns and everything. And it opens its mouth. It says, "Why are you here?"
Wow. I wasn't expecting that. Um,
Well, Asmodeus is harsh.
yeah, but he certainly is cute.
Harsh, but
Yep.
The talking panda told me to come see you, or you would just one of the people I should come and see.
Ah, you're a new acquisition. Of course you are. I've never seen you before. My head is not screwed on right. And he sort of shakes his head and flaps his ears a little bit. And he takes you on a short tour of the forge. There are a lot of sort of mundane weapons, some that that seem pretty exotic in shape, but they're not necessarily magical or anything. He's explains to you that he just has a hobby of making weapons because there's not a lot to do here. But that he is the one for sure that will help you craft your item of ascension. He also will help you if you get some crystal shards, these light and dark crystal shards. He will help you to bind those some item of value that you want to keep to you. Whether it's be a kind of like a magical necklace or a sword that you want to keep, because he explains to you, when you die here, well, you don't die. You are reborn in the Garden of Rebirth, but you lose all of the things that you had where you died. And they just drop to the ground, and if you don't go over and get them right away, they will just melt into the ground. And so that's another thing that he will do. He will also help you to sort of enchant weapons. And he says, like, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. You don't have any crystal shards with which to do this. And he bounces over to the door that is still slightly ajar, and he looks out. He looks this way, he looks that way, and he says, I know some people have been going to the Daedalus ladder of late. I've seen possibly 10 people go that way. Nobody's gone to the material abyss. I don't know why, but there's a feedback from someone. But anyways, I don't know why, but if you would like to see some friendly faces, hopefully they're friendly. They haven't actually come to see me yet, so I don't know what they are like, but they are off in that direction. And he noses towards the Daedalus ladder. And it's I don't mean to tell you where to go. What you do here is entirely up to you.
Well, thank you. And I'm just gonna leave.
Okay. And we are at around 7:30 right now. So if you would like to visit some other people, we can do that. But I would like to give a chance to the other party members who are here, a chance to just say hello, introduce themselves, and everything. So I see that Amy has dropped in. I'm not sure if Amy is just hanging out or if she's playing today. I know you said.
No, I was able to finish everything up. So
Oh, all right, cool. So
You're here.
yes.
Okay. Cool.
So Amy, say hi, and introduce your character, just briefly.
hi, I'm Uma.
that is quite brief.
Nice to meet you, Uma. I am Lyric.
She is not. Uma is not in front of you. I'm just allowing the players to sort of let you know, let the viewers know as well who they are, and everything. James, are you available?
Yep, I'm
There you
here.
are.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. And who are you? What is your character?
My name is Brain. I'm a goblin, kind of an older guy, rogue, move fast, real fast.
Mhm.
And we don't keep count of monster kills. I just want to make sure you understand that. Dome has killed a couple, Avery's killed a couple, but we don't keep track of killing monsters.
Yeah, and as you say that, you're like kind of checking your belt.
Yeah,
for notches.
got some notches. Got some notches in there.
And Cutter, who are you?
Well, first you can call me Eric, my real name.
We have two Erics, which is why I call you Cutter.
You do. All right, I'll take Cutter. So I'm playing Elma de Guay. He is a gnome illusionist, perhaps the best wizard, spellcaster, entertainer, and doctor in the world.
Yeah, for sure. And Spring.
Hello. I am Springer among the stones, but you can call me Spring like everyone else does. And I come from a faraway place. I like to adventure, but I got myself into some trouble some time ago. Don't remember exactly when it was, because it's hard to tell the passage of time in this place. But it was very undignified. Sort of succumbed to a dare and poisoned myself. And So now here I am. I believe in the path of goodness and beauty. I like to play music, but I haven't practiced lately, so I might be a little rusty. But hopefully, everybody will be in such a good mood that they won't care. So that is me.
Right. And you know, it occurs to me that I would love for you guys to be able to talk over long distances, but we don't have that power just yet. So I'm going to go back to Space's scene, and just I want to ask you, would you like as a player to go and join the party? They are they like to keep together. It might not always be that way, but certainly the party is all together right now. So if you would like to join the party, you can totally do that. If you would like to go your own way and visit the material abyss, which is another dungeon than the party is in right now. For sure, that is possible. I have mechanics for a split party. Or if you would like to just meet some of the other characters, what we can do is we'll do that sort of at another time, you know, so that we can get sort of more into the action right now.
When you said that, Fleetwood Mac started playing in my head.
Why? 'Cause-
Go your own
oh
way.
yeah, that's right. So what do you think, Space?
I don't mind. I don't mind joining the party.
Or I should say Lyric, shouldn't I? Okay. So Asmodeus has nosed off in the direction of this incredibly tall tower, which is not too far away from here. And you can actually see where the path leads to the door. And it's probably a 15-minute walk or so across this idyllic sort of landscape. So if you're going that way, then we'll move you there, and you are standing in front of some equally beautifully forged doors. I mean, the Forge Master's doors are not beautiful necessarily. They are huge, massive steel doors that look heavy. But looking at this door, you can see that there's a whole bunch of like vines carved into stone. The archway is quite ornate with a lot of different monsters going up the sides, just carved into the stone. They're not living. They're not attacking you. So you know, you're in front of these doors. You can push them open, and they open just as gracefully as the Forge Master's doors. And you see in front of you a sharp turn to the right, and some stairs going up. You can see this. It's the stairwell is about I would say it's 15 feet wide, and it curves up the outside of the wall, and there are torches that are just going. They're just lit already, and so you can see. And you're a tiefling, so you would be able to see, anyways. But even if you didn't have your night vision, you would be able to see. It's fairly well lit. And moving forwards, you go up these stairs, and your footsteps. I don't know what kind of shoes you're wearing. Probably not super soft shoes, I guess.
Definitely not. These hills are hurting my feet right now.
Yeah. So these heels, are sort of clip clopping in the way that heels do, and it's echoing all the way up the stairs, and it takes you a good like 30 minutes, 40 minutes of walking up these stairs. You're beginning to wonder, like, do these stairs end? Am I just going to go into the horizon on these stairs? But they do actually end. And they stop in front of this door that is is fairly ornate. Not quite as much as the original entrance, but it's fairly ornate. It's not as big either. It's about, I would guess, 7 or 8 feet wide, and it comes up in an archway. It's double doors, and this one has the relief rather of it's a scene of these skeletons. There are skeletons in this scene, and they're kind of coming out at the viewer. They're not moving. They're not actually coming out at you, but certainly the artist intended for it to look like these things are coming at you. And in the background, you can see that there is a huge creature, and it looks like its flesh is coming off. The detail is amazing, and you notice just on the right, in whatever passes as common in this strange place, it says the Gauntlet of Vile Woe, and these doors are closed. So what are you doing? I guess you're going to open the door.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will open the door.
So you push the door open, and I'm going to need to move everybody over here. First of all, move all the player views over here. And probably I'm going to have to fiddle with your token a little bit. So I'm moving your token out here, and it's not. Oh, it's got vision. I'm going to. In front of you, you see this sort of circular hallway. It is a tunnel, right? And it ends in this T intersection ahead of you. And you see for a brief second there is a little cloud of green, what look like green bioluminescent insects, and they move. Man, you guys are deep in this dungeon. I want to move you through the dungeon because I want you to have your sort of line of sight, your dungeon memory. You're going through all of these places, and they're all circular, right? It's strange how they're all circular. This room looks like a workshop. It is long and lozenge shaped, so everything is on a slight angle unless it's been propped up by blocks. And you're walking through, and you can see these insects in front of you, and they seem to be leading you on through this space, and these walls and floor and everything, they're sort of represented by the tile I have on the bottom of the room. But these places are not square. Just an easy representation. There's nothing in this room that you can see. And you move on up here, and you can see right in front of you, there these insects sort of disappear off into this wall. And coming closer, you can see that there's a space up on near the ceiling where you can just barely fit through, and you're squeezing through this space. You come into this room, and there are some people here. There is some lizard folk. There is another tiefling that's you can see here, and there is all of these things. There is a dead animated armor here that looks like there was a battle here. They're in front of these two people. You know, you're looking them up and down. They're not very responsive, which is strange. They have this glazed look to them, and as you approach them, one of them leans over, and in front of them you can see that there's this like green sludge. One of them leans over and just barfs into this pool of green sludge. Right?
Gross.
So you figure that's probably some barf, and these people are probably very sick. Down here, you can see that there is a cage, or what passes as vaguely as a cage, though it has lots of space between the bars. It is dome-shaped, and it also has a big rune in the middle of it. And you can see over here to the northeast, there's a large block that's is partially broken, and it seems to be blocking the doorway. It doesn't quite block the doorway though. And the insects, you can see them, and they duck behind the block there. I'm just gonna move you forwards. I'm not giving you a chance to take this in. Just in the name of expediency. So, you are moving forwards, and you can see that there is another. Can you see that there's another secret passage there? Can you see that there's a passage right here? It doesn't look like your light is going through it. Okay.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna move you through there. And there's another dead animated armor right here. There is a chair with a candelabra here, with, I believe there are no candles in it. And there's a bookshelf here, and you can see that there's this huge area of sludge right here. And it's like this green, slippery looking kind of sludge. So you see the bugs kind of move to the south, and there's this is a broken door that is all rubble. Camera up here. Oh, no. That's not where the bugs go, so you don't go there. You actually move through this passageway that is all slippery, right? And I'm not going to make you roll for it. You just make it. But it is quite slippery. You come across this writing on the wall that is over on the east side. You can see that there's a little bit of scribbling there. You see that?
Yes.
Right. And what it says is, I ran out of rope here. And there is, in fact, a rope. Is there a rope on the ground? Did someone take that?
No.
No, I should still be there, I think.
Yeah, there's still rope on the ground.
Right, okay. Because it seems to me that something Lacey would do is collect the rope as she's walking. But But yes, for sure. You see this rope on the ground. You see the bugs kind of moving you along, and it's of quite a long rope. And you can see that this is a huge long hallway that is also round. Remember that all of this stuff is round. And you're walking through it, and pop, see somebody there, alive and active. And
And not barfing.
it is Spring. Spring. I wonder if Lyric has been trying to be stealthy at all.
I think that went out the window when she had to walk through the sludge, the slime. So I think she's like cursing about her shoes. You know.
So
Yeah.
All you hear down the hallway is "God damn it!"
Yeah. So Spring is probably the first one to hear this with his cat-like ears. And Spring, why don't you take it away?
Okay. Well,
She's just about like what is that? She is about 35 feet away from you, just down the hallway behind you.
behind me. Oh, okay. So I turn. I hear a noise, and I turn around and spot this newcomer tiefling, and I say, "Hey, there's someone coming behind us. Who are you? What kind of creature are you?" And I I kind of wave over, hopefully thinking, well, I don't know if it's friend or foe, but I mean, there's a bunch of us here, so if she wants to attack, I think we'll be all right. Hopefully. And so now she must decide whether she wishes to approach.
Hi. Yeah. I'm not trying to attack you guys. I was sent here. I was, you got something I could use to wipe my shoes off with.
And I kind of like do this squinty eye thing, and I'm like, well, come here and you can also meet my friends.
Oh, there's more of you. I don't know. I'm not really sure if that's a good idea. What if you're trying to attack me?
Well, we're a friendly bunch, and we enjoy laughing and singing and helping each other and fighting evil. That's what we
Oh,
do.
I
you like
Especially,
you like you like to sing. I like to play instruments.
yeah, I play an instrument better than I sing actually, but I'll show you. And I reach into my pack and I pull out my lyre and string a few soft chords. And there's a lot of undead things here. So just so you know, uh skeletons and zombies and things like that abound. But we look after each other, and so far, although some of us are prone to soul sickness on occasion, we seem to be doing all right as a team.
Who's the cat talking to?
Oh,
I was gonna say
it's this newcomer that's just arrived. She might be a bit shy, but she'll come around.
Uma runs up to her, puts her hand down, and goes, "Hi, I'm Uma."
Whoa, back up. Back up. Hold on. You don't have to run up on me, okay? Hello. Uma, did you say your name was Uma?
Don't touch stuff.
Uma's very forward.
I can see. Yeah.
Maybe he hasn't learned all about personal boundaries and stuff like that, but she's not bad.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. And you'll see me like clutching my loot.
She's friendly. It's all good.
Hello.
Hello. You guys, how long have you been here?
A
I'm not
hell of a
really
long
sure.
time.
A few
One
days. at
sleep.
least.
Your friend said you guys like to sing and dance and have fun. I like doing the same thing. Um,
It's not fun here. Don't touch stuff. Hashtag panda dick.
Yay!
I knew it was gonna catch on.
Uma's right. The panda's a dick.
you
I'm
mean
a-
that? Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I assume that you met the panda.
I did in the peach tree, right? That panda.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
He's I think he's trying to kill us. Now we're already dead, I understand that part. It's a little confusing when you think about it. It hurts actually. But the idea is the dungeon's very, very dangerous.
I think he's just having a game with us.
Yeah.
But I thought he said he couldn't wait to see us again. Oh.
Panda's a dick.
Why can't we touch things?
Oh,
Because he
we've
said
had
so.
Oh, I mean, if you're like me, then you like to touch things, but
Yeah.
there are some poisonous things around here, and every time we go into a room, we have to look for new traps.
Yeah. Every door has possibly has some sort of poison on it, or it drops a big, huge brick on you, or shoots arrows at you. Everything seems to
and
be.
one time there were these hands that were like hanging out outside the room, and we let them in because they were just making so much noise, and I don't know, it was really weird. Some of them were poisonous, and they were just sort of slithering around. It was very creepy.
Yeah. The walking hands. It was
Yeah.
not pleasant.
This place is gross, dangerous, evil, but most of all, it's annoying.
I
What?
mean, will it take long to climb back up this rope?
What we were doing is we were going to go to where the rope ends.
Yeah.
This is not where the rope ends?
It's down around the corner. It ends at
Oh.
a door. And the last time we were here, some sort of ghosty, scary things attacked us. If you could, Avery here. This is Avery, by the way.
Us is a
Is Avery here?
fun term.
Oh, hey, cool.
Well, Avery took the brunt of the issue, but they were unpleasant.
It took all my strength away.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
you're looking quite withered right now.
I can heal a little bit. Do you want some healing?
I would love it so much. The strength I think will come back in time, but I'm also not doing so good. I would really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
What is your name, traveler?
Yes. What's your name?
Oh yeah, name.
Well, you can call me Lyric. It's short for lyrical. You guys are
Lyric?
Yeah, Lyric. Like
No, lyric.
Hello.
Lyric?
No, lyric.
Lyric.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
Yeah. Let us hope that you are indeed a miracle. Hey,
you guys are really kind of scary.
Yeah, well, it's hell, you know.
You got 9 healing.
Oh my gosh! Thank you
Oh,
so
nice.
much.
actually,
That's
it's not at all what I was expecting hell to be. I was expecting hell to be much more Like, I mean, we like to play with fire. We do a lot of fire things around here sometimes. But I mean, I was expecting it to be more just fiery in general. And I was expecting there to be like evil laughter and all kinds of things that just happen spontaneously, but it's not like that. And the first thing that we saw was all this pleasant greenery and a panda sitting in a tree. It's very strange.
Well, I'm sure I'll like it here.
You are a tiefling. Avery doesn't mind it.
It's not bad. Not enough fire, but you know, it's fine, I guess.
There's a lot of easy fights, but aside from that, it's annoying.
Don't say those things. There's the disembodied voice might hear you.
Yeah, it might.
Disembodied voice. Okay.
I think he's listening to us now.
You mean Asmodeus?
It's the panda. Panda, I think, has like able to hear everything.
Oh, oh, well, I guess.
He is the maker and ruler of this place.
Do you want to
how
come
did
with
you
us?
die anyway?
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, Wacy.
Who's Lacey?
Who's Lacey?
Oh, Avery. For some reason, I thought you were a Wacy.
I was just gonna ask, like, would you like to come with us? Like, we're trying to get out or up or just not here.
Yeah, I think I would like that very much.
Excellent.
Someone asked how I died. I swindled a man, and he was not a man to be trifled with, and I ended up with a knife in my throat.
Oh.
Oh.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
Me too. You know, I didn't expect to end up here of all places, but yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
there are more ignoble ways to go, like lying in a corner, retching and throwing up, like you have the worst hairball in the world, and then just dying.
Yeah, my friend said that there was no dragon in the room. There was a dragon in the room. It's very hot.
I hate when
Dragons
that
usually
happens.
are.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So, shall we go, guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
How are you feeling, Avery?
I was leading you quite intentionally, quite railroady, but that is just to get here. But that is not that is not how I handle the party usually. And it is up to you to move around and move your token and everything. Or if you're having trouble with your token or whatever, you can just tell me where you want to be, and I'm going to try my best to narrate everything, because what you see on the map here is not necessarily how anything looks. It looks like a blueprint, right? But what you see around you are these stone tunnels, these masonry tunnels that are definitely round and circular, and not as square as the blueprint would lead you to believe.
So can we temporarily pull the out of game the mechanics switch for a second?
Okay.
Because I wanted to ask a couple things.
Yeah, you
So-
were gonna do that before, but I wanted to get going before. But,
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is personal stuff to do with my character
Mm-hmm.
because I've leveled up,
Right.
and yeah, so I'm not really sure. So I think I understand everything about the spells, and I get to prepare 2 at a time, right? Do I tell you which ones I've prepared ahead of time? Like, that's probably a good idea, right?
Is that true? As a paladin, I feel like you're not a prepared class?
Yeah, you prepare a number of spells.
do
You have
prepare them,
access
okay.
to all of them.
You have
Right,
access to all your spells. You have a number of ones you can prepare each day.
Right.
I think it's more than 2. What's your charisma modifier?
That would be plus. I think that's a +2.
So you get that, plus you get something. Oh,
Level.
yeah. Plus your level. Yeah. So you get 4 spells that you can prepare every day.
Okay, out of the list of the paladin spells
right.
for
Of all
level
paladin
1,
spells.
level 2.
Yeah.
Okay, which I have
For-
looked at.
For
So
level 1 spells.
For,
Yeah,
le-
level
for
1
level
spells.
1. Yeah.
all right. So
Not
I thought
level
it was
2.
only 2, so I actually get 2 more than I thought.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Which I guess is cool. So what do I do now?
You only have 2 spell slots.
Yeah.
Which means that's how many times you could cast spells a day or use smite.
Right. So you'll want to prepare two more spells, and then know that you can cast 2, in a day, in a
Okay.
every long rest.
Okay. So the spells that I have then prepared, I guess, over the last rest period, whenever that was,
Yeah.
whenever I had time to meditate and look at my mysterious book, were cure wounds,
Yeah.
the shield of faith,
Field of Faith.
yeah, thunderous smite.
And I'm just sticking these on your
Okay.
character sheet so that I know
Yeah,
as well. And there's also lag, which is beautiful. It's
There's
just
what?
searching. There's lag on the server, so I typed in
Oh.
Shield of Faith, and it took a while, and then it said an error has occurred.
Yeah.
It
That's why autocomplete is bad. You want everything to be anyway. Yeah.
And now it's
there's
just,
something funky going on with Roll20 servers because when I was trying to get on the game, it said they were experiencing issues.
Oh, that sucks.
right. So I guess I'm going to add these later because it just says an error has occurred
Oh,
every time.
that's bullshit. Okay.
But yeah, you can certainly type down in your own personal.
Okay, so that's 2 plus Thunder Smite. And then I guess for 4th one I'll say purify water and food.
Cool. So just mark those down so that you know.
Yeah, okay.
And yeah, it's still giving me shit.
Okay. My other thing was about the fighting style.
Yeah.
So do I have to that is a general fighting style, so I don't really have to invoke that in any way, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
It's a
just what-
passive ability. You always have it.
Okay. So again, I just tell you what I've chosen.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so I have chosen the protection fighting style,
Okay.
which means that I get to block attacks against my friends with my shield, I think,
Right.
if they're close enough.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah, I believe it gives disadvantage to the person trying to.
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah,
hit.
I guess, yeah, I think so. Yeah. That's what I read.
Cool.
So I'm not trying to.
Right.
Let
All
me
right.
just
So
check.
that's fine.
Sure.
I will have to get that information from you again later.
Yeah, okay.
Just because this is all slow and crappy. Giving me hell for no reason at all. What did I do to you?
What have I done? Repent!
All right. So, we are now standing in the hallway, shaking hands and trying out our defensive stances. So, what would you like to do?
As a question for you,
Mhm.
disembodied voice.
Yep.
The last time, did the door open? No, right?
No.
And there's not corpses on the ground here, right? Those are.
No, there are small piles of dust. little
Got it.
black piles of dust. Like that.
As I walk by one, I kick it.
Yeah. And it's,
Stupid shadows.
yeah, and it
Horrible
just,
shadows.
just gets scattered across the floor.
Avery.
As,
Yeah.
as Uma and Brain get closer to the door, I turn towards Lyric and I say, by the way, we want to kill as many monsters as possible because they explode. There's this huge loot drop.
Okay, okay.
They give off shards.
It's pretty much the only
Right.
good thing about this place.
Avery,
Yeah.
you usually help me check for doors and stuff, but I don't want you to get hurt. You're a little tired.
Yeah. I can still cast spells.
Oh no, I mean you're still worthy. That's why we want you. But I just don't want you to get into harm's way. So I was going to ask Elma.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Elma?
Mm-hmm.
Not Uma, but Elma. Is it Elma? Sorry, Eric?
Elma, yeah.
Elma? Okay.
Uma or Elma?
Right. Elma, you want to help me check this door to see if it's got any traps?
Of course. I'm the greatest investigator in the world.
I know. This is what you keep saying.
Press
I have it.
digitator.
Yeah. Mechanically wise, I have a little proficiency in investigation, but your investigation is probably better than mine. So you can, if if Raven's okay with it, you can roll advantage.
Yeah, for sure. And you're giving the aid action.
Correct.
Okay.
So yeah, roll. That's investigation.
Here we go. Coming.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes!
That was a natural 20.
Nice.
25,
Nat 20.
25 total. And you are looking at this door. You see no signs of a of any kind of trap. It is a wooden door. And it's like it's not exactly like you touch it and it rattles, but it's not as strong as some of the other doors that you've encountered before. This is once again one of those round hobbit doors with the doorknob in the center. There is a lock down on the underneath the doorknob. So there's that. You don't hear anything from the other side, and you don't see anything either. If you are peeking through the keyhole.
No worries.
No traps. It is a simple wooden door, Willie. I think the trap was those ghostly apparitions that we killed earlier.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to open the door with my thieves' tools.
Right.
I will move up to the lock
Mm-hmm.
and thieve tools it up. Oops.
Roll that.
Yeah, give me one heartbeat here to get my lag.
Oh God,
Oops.
of course, yes.
Dana. Dana na 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 na. Da da dana.
It was giving me like a warning, kind of an error, like a couple days ago too.
Yeah.
So it might be like a maintenance that's taking a while or something.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they are in the process of changing.
Hopefully they
things
don't
to
just
the-
deny that there's any problem.
No, it says they're working on it. So my thieves tool is 1d20 plus my proficiency plus my dex, which is 3, so it's a plus 5.
Right. You're just gonna
So
roll
I
a
will-
physical die.
I'm just gonna roll
please.
in the thing there. Boop, 12.
Oh, well, you are you're digging around in there, and you feel like you've almost got it. It starts to turn, but you hear a click and it slips, and it just slips back and resets itself.
Oh.
Well,
deceitful lock.
my question to Raven is,
Yep.
for the mechanics of this of picking locks and stuff.
Yep.
I didn't roll well enough to break them. But
No,
how long
you
does
didn't.
it? How long would you like me to wait before I try it again?
You can try again immediately. And there is a penalty for failing, but
Right.
it's not necessarily harsh, and it's not. It's basically just a little bit of time passes.
Yeah.
Right.
Give me one more try, guys, and then we'll use Uma.
Yeah. Okay.
Because she's also good at opening doors.
You're right. Smashy, smashy.
The other way to open a door. So,
Look at the lock
18.
picks on her. Jeez. Yeah, 18 definitely opens it. You knew exactly how to do it from before, and instead of slipping back this time, it unlatches, and it is certainly unlocked.
All right.
So I will. We didn't hear anything from our investigation, right? So
No, you didn't.
okay. Does it open out or in?
I
Is
always
it an innie or
forget
an outie?
what our standard was. We decided on a standard, and I always forget.
Yeah. The question would be: is it something in a castle or something like that? Doors usually open out,
Right.
because you're trying to protect what's inside, and
Right.
so it's much more secure if the door opens out because people are trying to push to get in, right? It's harder to pull something open than it is to push it in.
So this would be a pull door.
Okay. So, Elma, move a little further away, buddy.
Okay.
Are you ready, Elma?
Don't touch.
We've already made sure that it's okay to touch it. We're
Okay.
good on this door. And I will grab the doorknob in the middle, and I'll
Mm-hmm.
and then peek around the door.
Yep. The door opens, and peeking in, you can see that there is this green and purple tiling all over this spherical room, and there doesn't seem to be anything in here. It's a little bit cold in here, and as you open the door, you can feel this like cold, it's not heavy, it's not a breeze, it's lighter than a breeze. It's just a waft of this dank, cold air that smells a little bit like death.
It smell bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of death in this place. If it's okay with everyone, I'll take a little peek around the room real quick.
Yeah, take a look.
It's okay.
I'm going to step to here, and then I'll sort of lean around the corner and take a perception check, if I may.
Right, yeah, of course. See. I can see the chat window moving imperceptibly.
Yeah, that's me clicking on my master thing.
And it's just giving like a little space for the entry to pop up, but it's not popping
You
up.
can't see it, but it's a whole bunch of stuff.
Right.
So, there you go.
There
23.
It is. 23. All right. So looking in the room, it's quite easy to see. There are a bunch of small alcoves that are sort of cut into the spherical wall, going around in a semicircle from the south end to the west end. And it's actually, these alcoves are broken just by a door closer to the south side of the room. And that's a wooden door.
Ah.
With a
So that's
20, with a 23, you can see that there's a lock on it.
Okay. It's also, I assume, a round room, not a square one.
Yeah. So you can step in a little bit and peek.
Okay. I can see.
Oh yeah.
And with a 23, do I see what those particular beasties are?
Yes, for sure. I forgot to mention, but there is a broken hammer there.
Hey.
Okay.
And you can see that it's like right beside one of those glowing funguses that kind of jut out from the walls all over the place.
Okay. Thing is okay, and I also see that there's the end of the rope is there.
Yes,
That was a mistake.
Firebolt! Ah!
No.
The rope does end in the middle of this room. Yes, for sure.
Okay. When I look at the ceiling, so the roundness of the room is it like a ball round, or is
Yeah.
it more like a cylinder round?
It's a ball. It's a spherical room.
Okay. When I look at the ceiling, does it look like there's any things that seem out of place? Is it like, if it's spherical, is it all this tile all the way around?
It is this tile all the way around. There's no real breaks in the tile. It's the masonry is still quite sound, so there aren't like bricks laying all over the place or anything.
Okay.
Or I guess they would be cut stone, not bricks.
Right. So I'm gonna take a step into the room, being gentle on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Boop. And it's just that. So okay.
And getting closer to the end of this rope, you can see that what appears to be it's like a hemp rope, right? And you can see what appears to be there's sort of the shape of a hand going around it, right? And it's sort of burned into the rope. It's not burned into the rope. This is natural fiber, and all of the color has been drained out of that part of it. And it seems a little like indented, as if it were withered from the inside.
Okay.
Have the rope. See what happens.
I was thinking about that. If you want to just back up for a sec, Uma, sorry.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to back out of the room just for a second here. I'm going to grab a hold of the rope.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tug it towards me.
And I know you're expecting it to become taut or something, but it actually just loosely comes towards you. And you can see the end of the rope is in front of you. Looking at it, you can see from this distance, you're just standing over the end of the rope now, that it looks like a skeletal hand has done this to the rope.
Okay. Well,
Wayne, you look frustrated.
I'm wary.
Is it because you're at the end of your rope?
It is frustrating. What does it all mean?
James got that and thinks it's very funny. Brian goes, of course it's the end of the rope. It's the end of the rope. Where else would it be? But I am a little wary that there might be something in here that hurt somebody. Because do you see over there in the corner? There's a broken. Oh dear! There's a broken
hammer.
Yeah.
Hammer.
Oh, can't touch that.
Yeah. Everyone else should probably move up a little bit because it doesn't seem anything's going to blow up at us, but something might decide to come out and hurt us if we actually go into the room?
I wonder if these alcoves used to contain creatures.
Hmm. Possibly.
They seem empty now, though.
Hmm.
You're looking at them, and they do seem empty for sure.
Okay. Well, bravely go where no brain has gone before. So I'm just going to step in and start walking over in this direction. Just look at the alcoves.
Right. So they're along the south and west walls, and they sort of it's broken up by this door over here. So they sort of surround the door.
Okay.
And
So as I understand this, this is just wall.
yeah, that's the north
is just
and
wall.
east sides are just wall.
Okay. And the alcove, is there like, so this is like a doorway,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and the
definitely.
alcoves are just to the right of that?
The alcoves are to the right and the left of that.
Oh, so there's one over here and there's one over here.
Yes, there are several of them. There's counting them up, there are 10 alcoves.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, Uma. Let's go check out some of these alcoves.
Yeah, all right. Let's go in.
Does anybody have some helping magic? I'm not a magic guy.
What do you need?
There's this broken hammer over here on the floor. I was, it seems creepy. There's nothing in here, and there was that note on the door saying he ran out of rope, right?
Well, I can pick it up for you if you want me to. I have mage hand.
I already pulled it over to take a look at it.
Yeah, the rope's been pulled over. Were you talking about the hammer before?
Yeah, the hammer.
Yeah. If you wouldn't mind going over and taking a look at that, that'd be cool.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go pick up the hammer.
Cool. So the hammer
over here,
is down down there. Yeah.
There's the hammer.
On the
It's hammer time.
Southeast corner of this sphere. So looking down at it, you can see that it is just a regular like tool. It's not a weapon. It's just like a hammer tool. And you can see that it seems like it's a wooden shaft and an iron head, but the shaft seems to have been weakened somehow. It is very like splintery and like almost like balsa wood, if balsa wood were really unhealthy. And like, who would make a hammer out of wood that brittle, right? It seems strange that this thing has been and you can also see, just like the rope, there seems to be a skeletal hand sort of imprinted in this sort of weak wood.
Yeah, so somebody was holding on to it, and there was some magic or something that made possibly everything in the vicinity withered and old.
These things
Maybe.
kind of look how I feel. Maybe the shades did something to someone or something in here.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe they were in these alcoves, and if you came through this door, they sort of pounced on you.
So, I'll use my divine sense and see if I can suss anything out in particular.
Right. And that will let you know if there are undead. What is it exactly?
Hang on.
I've got it here too. There's presence of strong
Dead,
evil
celestial
registers.
beings.
Strong evil or powerful good, celestial or undead.
Yep. So, you set off this kind of radar of divinity, and you get the sense that there has been undead here, and it grows stronger as you approach both all of these things. I'm going to list them: all the alcoves, the end of the rope, and also the hammer. But you don't actually sense any creatures in the room. There is a pervading sense of evil and a
Yeah, that's what I
pervading
was wondering
sense
about.
of the undead, and actually towards and you are in the room. I'm gonna move you in there. And from the center of the room, you get that there is some kind of undead towards the northeast, but it's not here. It's not in this room. You came down from the northern door. There is a wall on your east, and there you get that there is a some kind of undead presence off towards the northeast, but you can't necessarily get a fix on it. It's not in the room. You don't know exactly what it is. But that's the sense you get from your divine sense.
Nothing else about this pervading aura of evil, because I felt that anyone who would cast withering magic probably has evil intentions.
Yeah, well, you do get that there is there's definitely evil afoot, but you didn't need to cast the spell to find that out. There is certainly is divine sense a level 2?
No, it's not a
It's
spell.
level.
It's just a paladin.
Yeah,
like,
it's a level 1 paladin feature, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, I was able to do it last level too.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have some experience with this, and you know that this pervading sense of evil is just all throughout this floor. That's just sort of why it's pervading, right?
Okay.
They're everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere is evil. So
On your handheld radar device, they're pinging all over the place.
Yeah.
it's the evil detector. Yeah.
They're in the ceilings.
There's just a background radiation of evil right now.
And whoever painted this room purple and green, I was like, that's also kind of evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, this
It's a
color
nasty
scheme.
color scheme.
That's a weird looking
Yeah, so
tile.
it's not really much use because there's evil everywhere. So I guess I should just assume that everything is going to be imbued with this background radiation of darkness. So
Yes, but you can also get stronger readings when there are things closer to you, which is why you felt an undead presence towards the northeast. There's no door there. It's
no door.
just I want to say it's the corner of the room, but in a spherical room, there's not really any corners.
Yeah.
So it's like past the wall.
Good. Elma.
Hello.
Elma's great. If you go over into this corner, do you want to see if you can investigate? See, maybe there's evil on the other side of the wall or something. I'm gonna use my really cool power and aid you from afar.
Oh,
I can.
I wanted to let you know something else with this divine sense. You get the presence of the undead from the northeast. But you also sense one coming from the sort of west wall.
Oh.
Behind some of the alcoves, you get the sense that there is some undead as well. So that you sense two presences from
Okay.
opposite directions.
Huh. Well, so I can go over to that wall then and investigate maybe,
For sure. Yeah.
and then maybe check out the alcoves or
Yeah, for
something.
sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Who was Brain aiding?
Actually, it's the help action. So that's my.
Oh, sorry. Yes, the help action.
Yeah. Yeah. So, because I'm a mastermind rogue.
Right.
I'm Brain, right? I can use the help action as a bonus action. Additionally, when you use the help action to aid an ally in attacking a creature, the target of that attack can be within 30 feet of you.
Right.
Right. Rather than 5 feet. So I can aid someone in an attack from a distance.
Right. Okay.
And I just assume it's me just yelling at the creature that's 5 feet away from.
Yeah,
that,
you've attained this kind of shrillness to your voice that makes things not used to you just look over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do apologize for my goblin voice for those that have not heard it before.
That's good.
So investigate the wall.
All right. So I'm doing an investigation then.
Yeah, I'm giving you help, so you got advantage.
Right.
Okay. All right. So that means I get to roll twice.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. And you take the higher.
Take the higher too.
Yeah. Your investigation's not super great. It's just a regular old 0. No
Okay.
modifier. It's a straight roll.
Elma's that?
Oh no,
I
not
thought you were-
Elma. Sorry, I thought you were helping Spring.
Oh yeah, I thought you were too. Okay.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. No, I asked Uma.
Uma or Elma?
Elma.
Oh.
Elma.
Yeah.
This is gonna be fun.
Uma investigate.
Oh, we will do that at some point. It'll be fun.
Poke.
Uma starts searching the room. Pretty much just the tiles under her feet, though.
So yeah, Elma, roll an investigation. Also, Uma, roll an investigation. Elma's got advantage.
Okay.
Okay. Elmer will walk over right before he will wave his fingers in front of himself with little sparkly little magics that appear. His bells and his long-tailed hat will jingle, and he will say, "And Elma de Guate, to zombie ogres, I am a Hama. But to stay alive, I will cast magic armor." And then I cast magic armor.
Okay.
All right. So here's my roll.
Perfect.
In case I get attacked.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Please tell me you have rhymes for all of your spells.
I just make them up as I
they're
go.
ad lib.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm extraordinarily impressed.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
10 and a 9.
Uma rolled a what is that? That is, she rolled a 4 minus 1 is 3. So she's checking the floor around her feet. And Elma's over here trying to get some kind of information out of this wall. And unfortunately, being distracted by Uma, apparently mocking you in your investigation.
Damn it.
You just don't get much information from this wall.
All right. Well, I was.
You're looking at
from...
it without the insight of divine sense, right? And you're just looking at stones. The Spring there, it's a little strange, but for you, there's nothing there.
Okay, so I was thwarted in my investigation. What about like perception or something? Can I do that?
Is this is Spring?
Yeah.
It was still Elma doing that investigation. But you can
Right.
for sure. You get how long does Divine Sense last, by the way?
It's just a ping and done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not something that like lasts for a minute or something like that.
Nah, it's not like detect magic.
Right. But you did get that the undead may have been beyond the wall.
Right.
Beyond the wall.
Beyond the wall. Not in front of the wall and not a part of the wall, but beyond the wall.
I was just thinking Pink Floyd. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Black Sabbath. Okay.
Is that beyond the wall? I was just thinking the wall. It's, beyond the wall.
Yeah, you know.
Beyond the wall.
The
sleep.
album After the Wall.
Which I forget what the name is. But anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I like this kind of naming scheme. Like The Who did an album called Who's Next.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What does it look like the wall is made out of?
They are stones. They are green and black. They seem to have been dyed green and black. Right? So but they are certainly just some stones.
Uma hears them say beyond the wall, and she takes the butt end of her axe, goes other side wall, and starts hitting the wall with the butt end of the axe.
Yeah, that'll work.
Tuck. It is quite solid.
Which wall?
Probably this one in front of her. Whichever one was closest to her.
Okay.
Oh right. So you're like wailing on one of the alcoves.
Yeah.
So there are some smaller stones here, and as you're like thwacking the wall, you're sort of unintentionally breaking the alcove a little bit, because there's like a small arch made out of like smaller stones, and then there is actually a flat bottom to them, with a lip that comes out over just a little bit out over the side of the wall. And you're just like breaking chips off of this thing.
And she's not looking at the wall as she's doing it. She's watching Brain for instruction.
Okay, Uma. It's okay.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, though. I think we're gonna go do the door now.
All right. Before we do the door, it's almost 9:00, and I've got a chronically bad back, and it's just giving me some problems. So I want to get up and stretch a little bit.
Absolutely.
So we'll take like 15 minutes, and then we'll come back and see what we can do about this door.
Dance break.
Yep, dance
All
break.
right.
Well, I'm not gonna dance. You know.
Dance and
I'm
smoke
not
and
gonna dance.
drink refreshment.
Who do you think I am?
Everybody dance now. Dun, 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 dun.
All right.
Glow sticks.
I'm also just gonna mute the audio as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and we're back.
Welcome back, everyone. Woo!
Hello.
Again, I wanted, if I could mention, just thank you for those that are watching this live stream. It's great that you come along with us every other Sunday. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And claps to Raven for doing this for us, because he is awesome as a DM.
Hey.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you
really
very
fun.
much. Thank you.
Little golf clap.
I have applied some heat to my back, done some stretches, and I should be good to go for the next couple of hours.
Excellent.
So, You were looking at the door, weren't you? This wooden door that you can see that has a lock on it.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, Avery, you're my go-to person, but I don't want to. All these doors seem to have some issue. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want you to get hurt.
That's
So
okay.
I'm using the guy that talks interestingly.
How is Avery gonna get strength back?
Well, we were talking about me making a little bit harder to like in private. We were talking about it me making a little bit harder than the rules as written to get our attribute damage back. But I think without thinking about it a whole lot more and balancing other parts of the game, like the monsters who do attribute damage, I think it should just be left the rules as written, where you rest and it heals all the way, just all the way up.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
So
I was thinking, I read a little bit of that post. If there was a portion of the dungeons later on that clearly a lot of monsters do it, then you might want to play around with the mechanic. But I think
we could revisit it then.
Yeah, I think in this one it was more of a one-off sort of scenario.
Right.
And
hint. Can you give us any hints?
I'm just going to blankly say, I see.
Damn.
The evil laugh.
So all of these shades appear around you.
Ah!
No,
Oh,
I'm kidding.
Oh, beans.
So, when was the last time you and Uma and Avery actually rested? It wasn't that long ago, was it?
Yeah.
It's probably a few hours ago.
Yeah, we literally, I think, rested, and then we came down this hallway.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't been long, so that's fine.
Okay, so you're going to keep going. You don't want to do the whole 5-minute workday thing.
No,
and if
like,
you wanted to rest for an entire 24 hours, that is absolutely possible. But you know that your characters know that is definitely a threat of wandering monsters and that kind of thing. So there's that as well.
Could I do maybe an Arcana or history check, maybe to see what Avery would know about the shades? Like, does she know this is gonna last just a short time, or is it gonna last forever?
Right. You are a wizard, a learned scholar. Yeah, for sure. Make that. Are they both the same? Are they both intelligence?
Yeah.
Arcana and lore. Are you proficient in one of them?
They're both proficient in both of them.
Okay, so it's the same. So roll one of those. 18. You have read an entry about these things. You have fought them now. You are quite experienced with them. Your what you read about them has been fairly true to the mark so far. So you're fairly sure that you and Uma would need to rest a little while to get your strength back.
Yeah. Okay. So Avery would know that once she, lay down and took a nap or took a rest, that she's gonna get her strength back. So I don't think she would hold the party up for that. She'd just be like, keep going. I'm all right.
Awesome.
I'll be okay.
Well, make sure that you're in the middle to protect you.
I was in the middle last time.
All right.
Oh, damn.
Maybe we should keep you in the back to protect you.
Yeah, what I think happened is I got to hit it first, so then it attacked, and it was like, that one hit me.
Yeah. I remember that, actually. Yeah. It wasn't very smart, and it went to the last person that hit it.
Yeah. So it was really like a quirk of the initiative order. Really.
Yeah. So now she probably like if she rolls high, she's just gonna lay off for a second.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I also consider everything that happens in a round to be happening simultaneously. So, and I'll keep that in mind because of the way it kind of imbalances the way that you're going to fight if you're just ahead of the monsters, and I'll try to keep it in mind that when you're fighting really dumb monsters, it won't necessarily be the last person that hit them, but the person who presents the biggest threat.
Yeah.
The most like immediate threat.
Okay.
So Uma.
Well, whoever's dealing the most damage, really.
Uma, are you okay? Are you feeling all right?
Uma, I feel okay.
Okay. We'll go a little bit further. This doesn't seem like a good place to rest. The kitty over there said there was lots of evil.
Yep.
Evil.
So you're looking at
So
this room.
she's doing a little
Elma,
finger wiggling.
Hello.
do that investigate thing that you do, buddy. And I shall help you from back here.
Here we go.
You can do it. I know you can. 16
investigation, and you're looking at the door. You know that it's locked, and it's a a regular sort of a wooden door, except for the fact that it's round. That's weird. But in this vicinity, it seems like a very sort of regular style door. And you've peered through the keyhole. And it seems like there's a small space on the other side. There's no wind coming through or anything, but you do get that there's a small space on the other side. There seems to be no traps on this, none that you can find. So there's that too.
Say no twaps. Say someone else open the door, and then I will make a a square on myself, and then a minor illusion of a box will appear, and I will stand inside of it. It will have a little eye hole I can peek through. I will let someone else open the door.
Wow.
Yep.
It's like a hunting
It's
screen or
it's
something.
become kind of a joke that you're helping from a far distance away, but like, are you actually allowed to, or do you have to be like, if you're
So
helping
again,
to investigate
I am
the
a master of tactics. Starting at 3rd level, you can use the help action as a bonus action.
yeah, that's fine.
It seems
just
like
wondering
hold on.
if you
It's
have to
hold on
what
one,
is it?
one
Yeah,
second.
no,
It
you're
seems
right.
like the stream might have become unhealthy.
So,
Let me just take a look at the stream, see if it's still. Oh, I have mine
It died.
paused. It totally died.
Yeah.
Eh.
Yes.
So my internet
You're right.
seems to still be okay.
This is offline.
Cool.
Well,
Yeah.
so as a bonus, I don't think anybody was watching because I looked at all the numbers, and the same amount of people that are playing are listed as chat.
Right.
So I think it's just us anyway.
Right.
I mean,
okay.
So these people are pissed off.
Okay.
future
I've brought it up.
comedians.
It looks green now. Hopefully that comes back online. It's just yep, there it is. Beautiful. All right. Commercials, wonderful. I don't want that on the screen. We're gonna get pinged for Twitch's own commercials. Jeez.
Yeah.
So Eric is correct. Not Eric 2 TOO,
Yeah.
but Eric is right. I have to be right next to him to.
Oh,
use my
right.
help action.
I was just curious because like I'm
Yeah,
figuring
it's-
like
It's
if you're
the
helping to investigate something, you probably have to be
Yeah.
standing.
I can use my bonus action when we're fighting. to use the
yeah
help action
right.
from
It's
30
the
feet away.
for the attack kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So yeah.
I mean, not that I want to put Brain in more danger.
You know what? Brain has 24 hit points. He can probably take a hit on the head or whatever.
Yeah.
He was fried by a dragon. He's pretty tough. Mind you, he
Brain-
died.
Yeah. Brain is the person that's usually upfront and personal anyway. So Brain has no problem with like being right next to investigation and stuff like that. I just thought it was a part of my thing. So
You're our high level tank right now, dude. So
I am.
Why?
Yeah, I know, which is so weird. The tiny goblin rogue is the tank.
Yep.
Well, actually, sorry.
It happened
not-
again.
Yeah,
I mean-
I'm not a tank because I only have a 14 armor class, but I am the meat shield. So there you go.
It happened again where the
Oh, yeah.
reconnected. Never mind. Sorry. I keep interrupting what you're saying.
Okay.
I just want to hold the action until this stream is back up. Really.
Pretty sure it's back up now because
Yeah, it is,
I didn't
yeah.
mean to look, but I looked.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
You're
So
garbly.
He's going robot.
I'm going robot. You talking?
Yes.
Oh, I must be having.
Kanye.
Oh, hold on. Let me
Very robot.
let me
Are you
pause.
like downloading something or?
Well, I think I had the yeah, I've got the stream on. So now I've paused the stream and reconnecting again. Okay, perfect.
Download
So
more RAM.
sorry.
So download more RAM.
Yeah, I'll just download some more RAM. I'll do that. And I've got plenty of RAM. Okay. my computer's
I'm all
kind of a
ramped
beast.
up.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
only have
If my computer
256 megabytes or
Oh,
gigabytes.
oh, yeah. Anyways, what were we saying about this door? I forget now. Keep getting
So,
sidetracked.
We're out.
Yeah. I believe Eric 2 TOO Ulma did an investigation of a 16 on the door.
Yeah, that's right. And he figured out not only that there are no traps that he can see, the other side of the door is a small space.
Okay. And there is a lock, right?
There's a lock, yes.
Let's try this. Everyone, back up.
Uma trips over the kitty.
Kitty backs up too, I assume.
Ulma. Not
Well-
Ulma, but Ulma.
I'm in a
Back up.
box. I'm in a box.
Oh, you're in a box. I'm going to go over beside Avery,
Yeah.
and I'm going to mage hand that little cool spectral hand you have.
Okay. Oh,
I'm going to hand her my thieves tools, though she's not proficient in it or whatever.
Hmm.
Eric has it also. We, like,
Yeah, I
all
know, but
three
you're
of
in a
us
box.
in a box.
Oh, Lyric has it. too.
Lyric also has it, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Eric has it as well.
yes.
Lyric
yeah.
is certainly definitely a bard.
We're gonna have like dueling mage hands.
Yeah.
You have so
Yeah.
many mage hands.
Yeah. You guys are gonna have to like play Rochambeau or something.
So, well, maybe Lyric wants to try. Would that be okay, Avery?
Of course.
All right. We'll get her to roll some dice. Well, that's
Roll what?
wrong voice.
Why do you want to play games? We're in a dungeon.
Yeah,
Ah.
I have a dice set. So I'll have Lyric step up to where Avery is, and then they switch spaces.
Yep.
We play games now.
Yeah, in a little bit.
Game time.
And I'm gonna ask Lyric to start her mage hand, and I'm gonna hand the mage hand my thieves tools, and then I will help Lyric, because I'm proficient in thieves tools, to try to pick the lock and giving you advantage at the same time. Is that cool?
So
Yeah.
you're giving Lyric your thieves tools,
Mm-hmm.
and Also,
going to-
okay, yeah. There's
And
no,
I'm going
there's no
to
like,
say-
there's no thing where it says that a bard can't pick locks.
The idea is he just doesn't get the proficient bonus.
Yeah, that's right.
For the thieves' tools.
But it feels like advantage would be more powerful than a proficiency bonus.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
But also,
Except that
I just want to involve the new character
Yeah.
in something fun.
Mhm.
Well, they
All
say actually,
It's okay. I can give myself bardic inspiration if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
they say
Perfect.
they say advantage is worth +5. Advantage is essentially a +5.
Yeah.
It's way bonus.
Yep.
So
Or,
So
Yeah,
so roll that with your dex, and with advantage. So I guess it's like a dex check.
So you want me to roll just a straight dex check?
Yeah. Unless you're giving yourself bardic inspiration as well, you can also buff yourself as you were going to. Well, that's quite impressive actually. For someone who for a newcomer in here who is a bard, is starts coming in picking locks instead of the rogue.
Yeah.
And gets a 17. That's great. So you're in there, and you've I don't know if your mage hand is oversized. I always imagine that they're oversized. So
I hadn't even really thought about it.
so you've got this like oversized hand, which is purple. I believe you said your magic was purple.
Yes.
And you get to narrate what your hand looks like, by the way. I know Avery's looks like her own hand, but that is optional. So what does your mage hand look like?
Well, I never really thought about it. I guess it'll be like like a music note, I guess you could say. It would look like a music note, but with fingers.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So this this strange round hand with a stick and a flag on the end of it, and these fingers take these tools, and they're fiddling around inside the lock, sort of inexpertly at first, but then you get it so that you can start turning tumblers and stuff, but actually you cannot unlock the door, unfortunately, even with that 17.
So Brain is whispering, not whispering, sort of close to her ear, going, "Okay, feel the tumblers, feel it."
Mm-hmm.
And I will mumble to myself, "Okay, Lyric, you can do this." And, give myself inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
So you want another dex check?
Yeah, I do. Nine. No, 19 actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have advantage. I feel like when you're picking a lock and it takes too long and you have to make another check, it's the same instance of you picking the lock. It's just taking you a little while. Right. So you're still in this lock, and you're still turning tumblers, and finally you turn the final tumbler, and Elma the Great can hear a subtle click, and Lyric, you can feel it in your mage hand that this door has suddenly come loose.
Yeah.
And it's going to push away. So you know.
I think I got it, and I'm gonna hand Brain back his tools.
Thank you. That was awesome.
I really like the
Thanks.
music note mage hand. That's cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
If you left it up to me, I had a mantis shrimp in mind.
Oh no.
It's just like a giant mantis shrimp.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you like really put me on the spot with that. I didn't think about it.
So yeah, what do you want to do now that the door is unlocked?
Okay, just hang here, guys. Maybe move a little bit further back. I say to all the people close to me.
Okay.
It seems like
I trip over the kitty again.
It seems like Elma's pretty secure in his box there.
Yeah.
He feels
Yeah.
secure there.
All right. I'm going to walk
on the
up.
box. On the box, it says "not a gnome illusionist."
Good. Brain will. Is the box your size?
It's up. Yeah. I mean, I can make it bigger if you want to.
No. What I'm doing is I'm like sort of on my tippy toes. I'm looking through the hole, going, I'm gonna open the door now, and come back
Open the
down,
door.
and I'm gonna open the door.
All right. You do successfully. And you can see on the other side, if this ever deletes, there we go. It is what appears to be a 10-foot hallway and another door. This
so many
door.
goddamn doors.
Yeah, I know. I know this place is like a maze.
All right, investigation advantage.
Yep, I'm coming with you. So,
Guess we're all going to
Right. So what you're seeing in front of you is a wooden door. The other ones did not have these iron bands across it. The ones in the last room, but this one does. So you feel like this one's a little bit stronger. And it's not from here. You can plainly see it, just like a few feet away from you. And there doesn't seem to be a lock on it.
Okay, so 16 on the trap section. I don't find anything.
mm-hmm. So Alma, just to ask a really interesting question. So when does the box sort of like come off the floor as you walk ahead, and then it drops back down again?
No, I can't move.
You essentially do pass right through it. I checked. It's basically like a visual illusion, like CG or something. It just sits there.
Okay.
Right.
So I'll actually let it dissipate when I leave. I'll just turn it off.
Alma and Yuma.
So I got a 16. Looking for traps.
Looking for traps? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just roll a few dice for no reason whatsoever.
Okay.
For no reason whatsoever.
So walking ahead of you, you're checking the walls, the floors, the ceilings, with your keen eyes, and coming up to the door. You can see this door in front of you, and looking through the keyhole. It's a bigger space on the other side. You don't know how big or anything, but it's definitely bigger than this broom closet. And looking through the keyhole, you do actually see a vertical wire that is on the other side of the door, just on the other side of the keyhole.
Oh, that's a trap. Probably.
Trap.
I say, lucky for you, I'm the greatest trap finder in the world. There is a wire on the other side of the door.
Okay. Do you have mage hand?
Of course I do.
All right. I'm gonna step back over here and around the corner. Use your mage hand to cut the wire from the keyhole. I suggest that you move back though to do it.
Sounds good.
And everyone that's right here, you might want to move to the side in case something comes flying down the hallway.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, so we'll just
I've
move
had
to the
that happen
side
to
of
me
the
before.
door. It's cool.
I'm doing sleight of hand now.
Uma just wants to stand in the path of any enormous lightning bolts or whatever.
Just a random thing that you set up. Stop your head.
The hallway is kind of round shaped like the door.
Yes, it is for sure.
Okay.
Larger than the door, though. All of these hallways are definitely larger than the doors.
Right.
Okay, so Elmer will say, the last wound was quite bland, but I will cast magic hand, hoping there will be something that will be grand. Okay, and I cast it.
Pass the
I
run.
literally made that up as I went along. I don't know what I was going to say. And then a giant Mickey Mouse hand comes out and it gets really thin and slides under the door.
Okay, so it'll like slip under the door, and you're feeling around on the other side. You can feel that the walls are rough, right? But you can tell that this wire is just on the other side of the door, so you know where to press it, and you're touching it so carefully, but you can feel it with your hand, with your huge begloved hand.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do with this?
At 13.
Sleight of hand. So what are you doing with it? Playing it like a fiddle?
No, I'm trying to. I'm basically going to activate it.
Activate it? Okay, perfect. So you're well, how are you activating it?
Basically, with my middle finger, I'll curl around it and then pull.
Right. And so as you do that, you hear the this wire just goes ping, and it's audible even on the other side of the door. And right after that, there is a huge boulder crushing sound, but it's on the other side of the door.
Oh.
Oh.
It was an shattering kaboom.
Yeah, and there's even some dust that comes in from the keyhole and everything.
I guess that's
Nice.
to crush anybody who steps through the door.
Hopefully there was nobody standing over there and we just killed them. Sorry. Oops.
I don't want this to be all about me. Does someone else want to open the door?
Some guard forgot that there was a trap above the door.
Yeah, oh my god.
There.
You can open the door, Avery shouts.
All right.
Yeah, you are already over there, so.
Another Mickey Mouse hand.
Okay.
And I'll open it.
So you grip the door handle and turn it and pull, but it's not coming, right? And you push and it doesn't go.
Oh.
So it's not. You can tell there's no lock. So unless there's some kind of other lock, or if the door is somehow wedged in its frame, or whatever it is.
Something fell on the other side, right? There might be something blocking it. Or what?
You said it's a wooden door, right?
Yeah, looking at the frame of the door, you can tell that it's supposed to come in towards you.
Oh, interesting. Okay,
Oh, did he push?
I tried both.
He tried both.
I'll start blasting away with my cantrip, my flame cantrip.
Right. All right, so blast that thing.
Going to roll damage.
Yeah. Roll your damage for the door. 2. So, is this one that is is this one that is it sets fire to things around it, or
No,
is
just
it just attacks your target, right?
Yeah, I think so. It's
Right.
firebolt. It says so when you done fire, it does ignite flammable objects.
Okay,
right?
perfect.
So-
All right, so You're hitting it, and this door is scorching, and it starts to like the part where you're focusing your fire on starts to get some like flame around it, like in a corona. And you just keep hitting it, and eventually the door cracks in the middle, and within that crack there's like some fresh wood is exposed, and the flame just travels across the crack, and the door has just caught on fire.
Oh,
Okay. I'll keep firing at it.
Keep firing at it, and you spend
I want to destroy it.
you spend like a good couple minutes or something firing at it, which sort of belies the damage. But you keep hitting it, and it does eventually give way and start buckling, and pushes out enough that you think you could with a push, with a more physical push, get that thing open.
Okay. Say, I think we're good now.
Oma.
Hello.
Sorry, no, wrong. Uma.
Alma?
Oh, push.
James's brain is. Can't do that. Uma.
Yes.
Come and help me
push.
get to this door.
Oh, okay.
We've checked out the door so we can touch it. It's all good. And I will help her. Because my
Yeah, sorry, I'm just gonna need to reload my page.
Yep.
Just because it's given me some problems.
No worries.
Errors and shit.
Yep. Loading.
Because I have proficiency in athletics,
Yo, yeah, great.
and so I will help her. And you're saying the door opens towards us, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so I'll help her, like, because there's cracks in the door now and stuff like that. So we'll pull all the boards out.
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay, Amy?
Oh, sorry, you're talking to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to roll athletics?
I assume that's what we can do to pull the door open.
You know what? Elma has weakened the door enough that anyone with proficiency in athletics or a great enough strength will just be able to disassemble the door.
I have proficiency in athletics.
Cool. So you start disassembling the door. It opens up, and there it is. Wonderful. Okay, so what I thought I was dropping there was a rock. It is apparently transparent. Pretend it's not transparent.
I can see it.
It's deadly crystal.
Yeah.
It is still rock. It's just.
It's sparkly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, just wait here, Uma.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hop up on top of the rock
Right.
and take a peek around.
All right. So looking around, I was just off somewhere else because I don't know this. It's fucking this lag. I hate it. But anyways, yeah. So there we are. There is this cube of solid stone. Right here. Oh yeah, it is not transparent. I was just on the wrong layer. Okay, whatever. And you can see directly to your right there on the west wall, there is a door which is kind of half standing. It's certainly standing up, but half of its support has just been blasted. And there's a big hole in the wall. And there's not much else in this room. It's another spherical room. It's got this rough masonry all the way around it. But it's interesting that there's this smashed kind of space in the wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a second here. I was going to see what I got in my pockets. Second. What else do I... Yeah, I'll use that. So I have I picked up a bottle of wine. Well, a bottle of something.
Yeah.
It looks like a wine bottle. It's got a whole bunch of question marks on it.
Yeah.
I will take that bottle out of my pack.
Okay.
And I'm going to toss it. So these aren't pillars or anything, right?
No,
These
they're
are-
not. They're just other smaller masonry style stones.
Again, a round room, I'm assuming.
Yep, yeah.
Okay.
It's not perfectly spherical, but is as near to perfect as a stone room can be.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna take the bottle and sort of lean over the edge, and sort of holding it not by the fatter part of the bottle, and roll it onto the floor so it rolls in front of the door.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I see what you're doing. You're testing for a trap, basically, on this like broken down door.
Yeah.
All right. So you do that, and the bottle rolls clink 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 clink, and it stops just like perfectly in front of the door. And right under the bottle, there is a glyph that glows for a second, and then from the ceiling, 3 magical bolts come like shooting down and smash this bottle into oblivion.
Wow.
Oh, my bottle!
No.
Oh
Well,
man.
Oh,
It's a
Better
good thing you
than
did that.
but good news is trap. I think that's probably good. So I'm gonna go. And everyone else, come on in.
Don't worry, Brain. I'll get you a bottle somewhere.
Thank you.
Yeah. We'll get some more bottles. Alright, so we're all going in now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go on in, and also roll a perception check, all of you.
Okay.
Oh, I left Spring in the back room. I'll bring him forwards.
Oh.
There we
Bring
go.
him forward.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ah. Sorry.
This was where you rolled the bottle over here.
Yeah, it came.
Yeah.
It was like right about.
And it seems like somebody should be able to see this. So we'll say Elma can directly see this, just a little bit of something moving down the hallway through the blasted area in the wall. And it's the rest of you can hear the telltale sign, the telltale sound of that, chalk rustling together of bones moving.
Oh. Yep.
Right? So, Elma, what you see is a skeleton.
An animated skeleton.
An animated skeleton. Yes, it is an animated skeleton for sure.
Moving around like it was alive.
He's gonna pull his little ring scope out and slide it over his finger. He says, "Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting skeletons."
I like how you tell people where the thing is.
Yep, it's in my pocket.
All right, now stop moving. Stop. Elma's got to move back because we are going to roll for initiative.
Dun, dun, dun.
Somebody wasn't quiet.
Wait.
Well, we smashed.
Avery, natural 20. Woo!
Nice.
Alma, natural 1.
She's busy saying hi.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Uma.
Hi, I'm Uma.
All right. So I think we're missing Spring.
Yeah, what are we doing? We're rolling.
Rolling for initiative.
Okay. So
We smashed a boulder the size of a water deep apartment.
so D20 plus 2, I think that
Of
would
course,
be.
we weren't quiet.
I believe. I can check that.
That's what I have.
Yeah, plus 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
All right. So 7.
7. Okay, so I'm gonna put you in there, and then hit 7, and then we will ordered descendingly. So it looks like Avery and Elma are at the top. Spring and Uma.
Magical.
Spring and Uma are at the bottom, and everybody else
Yeah.
is in the middle.
Okay.
So, Avery, you've just been told in a fairly comical way that there are animated skeletons off yonder.
Okay, I can kind of see one.
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna move a little bit.
Right?
Let roll 20 load.
Yeah, of course. Not only is the map fairly big, but also this lag is an issue.
Causing problems.
All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a clean shot. So I think I was better here. I'm gonna try to fire a firebolt towards the skeleton.
Right. There will be, I believe, some like partial cover.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're right.
that's partial
what?
cover.
You know what I'll do instead? I will create a bonfire under him.
Okay. Yeah.
You
for
and
sure.
that fire. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love
there's
my
the fire. Let me get the fire
Yeah.
token.
We've already got fire.
Yep. Get this fire token, and it's not there, but I will expand it, and you want it to be right underneath this guy.
Yep.
And that is totally possible. I'm just gonna like center it on him just for ease, instead of having it land where you can see. And it needs to go to the back. There we go. So he is on fire. And that is 7 fire damage.
He'll need to make a dex save, and if he fails,
and a dex save.
yeah.
All right.
Okay, so hold on. Oh, he needs to make a dex save before he gets hit with it.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So let me do that. Bloop. 17 makes it.
He makes it, so he'll take none because it's a cantrip.
Right. Okay. Well.
Yeah.
So he's got a chance to move out of the fire, but he gets hit on the beginning of his turn, right?
No, he doesn't get a chance to move out of it. But if he ends his turn in the fire, then he'll
ends
take
his
damage.
turn in the fire. Okay. Perfect.
Yep. So
All right.
I'm gonna spend the rest of my movement to run behind this rock and hunker.
Okay.
I'm not getting hit again.
Okay. All right. So we'll move on, and Elma the Great, the one who vocalized that what these things were, can for sure go now.
He says, pew, pew, pew. 23.
23 will hit for sure.
Oh,
and
yeah.
what is this exactly?
The firebolt.
The firebolt, of course, yes.
Firebolt.
10 points.
And let me just look. Okay. So that's 7 damage, and that'll hit him for sure. So
Maybe a scary. He says he may be a scary skeleton, but now he is nothing but melatonin.
Melatonin?
Melting.
Melting. Oh god.
Melting.
Your accent is quite thick.
I don't even know what I said either. Fuck.
All right, so you've moved a little bit. You've got off a firebolt. Is there anything else?
And I guess I will move back.
Okay. Cool. All right. It is now this skeleton's turn. He gets a chance to move out of the fire. And he's laughing in his way as he does. He's sort of chattering his teeth. And he can't get to you, but he's still gonna move towards you, Elma. So that's as far as he can go and still attack. And I think he's gonna hit Brain. You know what? I'm gonna make a roll for who he hits, Lyric or Brain. And that would be Brain.
Ah!
So
you've fallen into my trap.
Yep. He's got a weapon. Like all of these skeletons have weapons, right? This one has a short sword, which he swings at Brain, and probably hits.
Ah! Ow! Ow!
For 4 damage, slashing.
Oh, I'm immune to slashing.
Oh,
kidding. I'm a goblin. I'm immune to slashing.
All right, and that will be the end of this skeleton's turn. Lyric, it is your turn.
So presumably, I'm too far away, also, to protect him.
Yeah. You are kind of in the back. If your party is facing the skeletons, you're definitely in the back.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're off to the west. You are on the easternmost side of your party. So it is Lyric's turn.
I'm gonna use vicious mockery on it, and I'm gonna call the skeleton stupid because it has no brain or body.
Right. So vicious mockery. Okay. Let me just look at it.
Cool.
Make sure it's not like immune to vicious mockery or something. No, for sure no.
Psychic damage.
Yeah. And so it'll need a wisdom save.
One could argue it has no brain matter left to take psychic damage, but
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah.
But if it did have- I mean, they're definitely
But it
thin
still
skin.
has its pride.
Yeah,
You can take away my skin, my flesh, and my brain, and everything about me, but I've still got my pride. So it's they're thin-skinned. It made the wisdom save. So does that mean it takes half damage? I think it does not, right?
I don't think it takes damage.
No, I don't think so.
It takes no damage.
It's also a cantrip. So do you have a mockery prepared?
I do not.
Okay, so you flip at the bird, and it kind of copies you a little bit.
I really hate that.
But it's looking at its finger like what? So I don't know if you want to move at all. If you move away, you're going to incur a reaction against you.
I do want to move away, but
Okay.
I cannot. But I won't.
Sorry?
I won't. I want to move away, but I won't.
Right, okay. Because you don't want to get hit. Right. Okay, so we've got one more skeleton at least coming in, and it's going to stop here.
Damn, party crashers.
Ooh.
Oh.
No, that's right. Oh, and this one that's right up against you, it's a little bit different from all of the other skeletons that you have seen before. All of its bones have like these growths on it. They're like bone mass growths, and they kind of look like pimples, because there's a little hole in it, and there's some some black ichor like just oozing very slowly out of these holes. And as this one approaches from down the hallway, you can see that one also is suffering from this bone disease or whatever this is. And it's what it does is it's has a short bow. This one, they all have short bows and short swords. They have standard weapons because they have a different thing. But this one is going to fire at one of the people that it can see. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. It can see 4 people well. And that will be Lyric that it's trying to attack. So here comes the short bow. With a 13, does that hit you?
Yes, that's my armor
Just
class.
barely, eh? Okay, so bonk, 6 damage. Jeez.
Whoa.
Slap. Now you have two hit points left. Good lord. So that is its turn.
Should have just took the opportunity attack.
You could have gone to hide. So here comes another skeleton.
How many are there now? 3?
There are now 3. They're shambling down the hallway. If you are looking at the turn order, you can see that there are 4 entries for skeletons. But your party only sees 3 right now. This one moves into more of an advantageous spot. It has, again, these growths on it. And it can see it can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people. I have a D5 that I'm going to roll.
You have a D5?
Yep. And that would be Uma. You are getting a short bow, possibly.
What does a D5 look like?
It looks like a triangular prism that is quite short. I can like show you a picture of that.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
And that 18, that probably hits, eh?
It's a D6 with 1 removed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So an 18 hits, right?
Yes.
Yes, I thought so. And that is going to be 6 piercing damage.
Uma!
Oh.
All right. And that is going to be its turn. Kushi, it is your turn now. You are sort of... Are you on top of the rock, or are you sort of behind the rock?
I guess
sort of squished between rock and the rock and Avery.
Yeah. Kind of just beside it, I guess.
Right.
I will slide in between Uma and Lyric and attack this skeleton.
Right.
My spear.
Ooh, 15 hits.
Nice.
5 piercing damage.
With 5 piercing damage. Oof. It is not dead, but it is quite harmed. You have managed to knock one of its like you've crushed the shoulder of it, and one of its arms just fell down onto the ground.
Oh.
And as you did that, there was a squirt from one of the pieces of bone that you hit. This black ichor comes splashing out from inside of the bone, as if it were filled with it like marrow. And so you'll make a dexterity
That's nasty.
save.
Oh yeah, now you have to get out of the path of the core of death.
Yeah, of 13. So not terribly difficult, but oh yeah, you make it. So you've managed to avoid the splash. The ichor falls harmlessly to the ground, and it is now. I guess I don't know if you're going to do anything else. You have another attack too.
Yeah, I'll use my bonus action to attack it with an unarmed strike.
Right.
And we'll give it a good swift kick to the ribs.
Mm-hmm. And a 20 hits. And
For
5
damage.
5 damage. Yep, that will down it. And you've managed to kill it. But again, this big splash of ichor comes out, and you'll need to make a dex save of 13. 25. So that was you were expecting it that time, and you managed to dodge it even before. Yeah, even before it starts spurting out at you. You manage to assess where it's going to be and just be where it is not.
I have a +5 to my dex. Like that's my thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get hit by little acid splashes here.
So there is another skeleton that comes around the corner. Spring cannot see this one. Avery cannot see it. Lyric can probably barely see it, and the rest of you can plainly see it. And it is also going to shoot a short bow at who can it see plainly? It can see probably Uma and Elma the best. So that's going to be a D2. And that is Uma. It's going to fire at. Boink. 20. That hits. And damage, please. There it is. What do we got? 4 damage. 4 piercing damage.
I am Uma.
Yes, you reach out to shake its hand and it fires an arrow at you.
Damn it.
And so it is now Brain's turn.
Skeletons! All happened at the same time.
And they all startle and look at you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Brain is going to do his thing. So this door here.
Yeah.
Is it like I want to try to hide behind it is what I want to try to do.
Yeah, that's fine. There's the door is there. It is closed. There is part of the wall is still like barely hanging on to it. So yeah, you can definitely duck behind it and use the hide action.
Okay. Do what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Do the rogue thing. Alright,
Okay.
real quick. Stealth away. Huzzah! A 9.
A 9. All right. So, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. When you fire, now I'll just roll, because you're only attacking one of them, right?
Yeah.
You can only attack one of them. So I'll roll a generalized wisdom check, and it will apply to the one you attack.
Okay, so I'm going to attack this one,
Okay, perfect.
and I step here so I can see him.
Right, and he rolled an 11.
So he sees me.
So he sees you, so you don't get your advantage.
Yeah, that's fine. Crossbow, huzzah!
Bonk.
A 7.
7 does not hit.
He shifts out of the way. Ah!
Yeah.
And I will then bonus action that one. Da, 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 da. Okay, so 5, 10. Let's see here. Oops. There.
Are you making an arrow dancing around?
I'm making an arrow thingy just to see where I can get to.
Right.
Because what I want to do, actually, no, I'm going to do it this way. Sorry, oops, that was not me. So I moved 5. I moved 5 to here, right?
Yep. And
then
5
so
back.
what I'm going to do? Yeah. So 5 over there. Sorry.
You moved 10 feet so far.
I moved 10 feet. So I'm going to scooch up to here. Boom. I'm there.
Oh, cool. Yeah. All right.
Okay. So I'm standing in front of, I see Lyric bleeding from places that she has holes in her now that where holes shouldn't be.
Right. Yep.
And subsequently I will place myself in front of our new friend.
Right.
Don't worry, Lyric, I got you. As I wave my arms around. Waving my arms around and stuff like that.
All right, so that was Brain's turn. It is now Spring's turn. You are at the back of the party. The party is fighting on the threshold of this blasted part of the wall. You can see 2 skeletons clearly on the other side, and you get from the movements and firing of arrows that there is another one back there as well. One of them is dead. The one that deigned to venture too close is now dead.
So it's 3 of these bastards. And can I reach Lyric?
You can reach Lyric, yes.
Okay, so I will cast Cure Wounds.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think so what I have to do
Cure Wounds, what is the formula for that?
D8 plus spell modifier.
Right, okay.
Casting modifier, which is based on charisma for me.
Yeah, which is 2?
Which is plus 2. So I'm just looking for my dice roller.
Right.
First time I've actually had to use it. Okay. Now I'm looking for a D8. Okay, 6.
6 damage.
So that means
Wow.
yeah, that means Lyric, you gained 6 hit points, I guess.
Nice. Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank
That
you.
was exactly what she was hit for too.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yeah. Nice. So did you moved 1 2 15 feet? You still have 15 feet of normal movement. You can use your extra movement as well as a tabaxi. You are still like Avery's behind you now, but you are in the back row of people of your party.
Okay.
Lyric is in front of you, Kushi's in front of you, and Brain's way out in front.
Can I make a range attack?
And I don't think so. You've got your you used Cure Wounds, which was an action.
Right, okay.
I'm asking you if you want to move.
Okay, so I guess so. I will. I guess so. I will move I guess closest to one of these skeletal enemies that I can.
Yeah, you can get right up to the two that are in a row on the other side of the blasted doors.
Okay.
You can
So I
also
will
be
move-
5 feet away from them if you want.
Right. Okay. So I will move to within a few feet of those two
Right. Okay.
for
So
the next attack.
yeah, there's 5 feet between you and the skeletons. You are right beside Brain. You're both out in front.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, and so there we are. I guess that's your turn, right?
Yeah.
All right. So it is now Uma's turn. You have been hit twice, Uma.
Uma will retract her hand.
Yeah.
That's what you get for being friendly to strangers.
And
It's like you had this impulse, and it was such a nice impulse, so good.
move up to here and
That makes me angry.
she will rage
Right.
and
So Uma's
swing.
pushed ahead of you, Spring, and is so angry.
Okay.
Okay.
That's -1 for the strength drain.
Right. Yeah. So 14 will hit. And it's which one were you hitting? This one or the
The one right in front of me.
Okay, perfect. 10 slashing damage. Oof.
Oh, plus 2. I forgot to
Plus
add the rage
2,
damage.
right. So this you have basically sheared off a bunch of ribs and one of its arms.
Yeah.
It was its sword arm, I'm going to say.
Oh,
And so the arm with the sword is laying on the ground now. And you need to make a dex save of 13. Well, that doesn't make it. And you are going to take... what is that? That is 5... no, that's... I was rolling the wrong combination of dice.
Roll
it
a
is-
d5 again.
No, I was rolling 2d6, and I was realizing after I rolled it that 12 would basically... that's too much damage. So you take 3 poison damage.
Okay.
Poison.
All right. And Uma, do you have anything else you'd like to do?
She just snarls, "No shooting!"
And we are back at the top of the round with Avery. Are you still
All right.
concentrating on your fire?
Concentrate your fire.
No, I'm going to break concentration with my fire.
Okay.
Hey, don't concentrate your fire.
And I am going to peek out from behind my rock.
Mhm.
And I saw Uma come over to this guy here and hit him pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to fire a firebolt at that one.
Pew. All right. 11. That unfortunately does not hit.
I go back to my hiding spot.
So your second fire-based attack has landed without any damage.
All of my attacks are fire based. I made sure of it.
Of course.
I hope we don't fight things with fire resistance. That would suck.
And it is now Elma's turn.
All right. So this area right here is open, right? Or is that a door?
That is a door. It is a closed door.
Okay. Let's see. All right. So I guess the way this. Oh, actually, I can move right here, huh? Am I staying in Ecuador?
There is some on the floor, but you can step over it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then and this one's hurt, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. All right. Say
He's come right up to Spring, and he's like standing, like jarringly close.
All right. Annoying skeleton shooting bile. Soon you shall be a a bone pile. I'm making this up as I go along, so I'm kind of stumbling on them. All right.
Yeah, no, it's good. I love it. 8s.
Whoops isn't just a bad roll. Whoops. Yeah, okay, just roll that.
Okay, so yeah, that is just an 8, and it goes wild, and I don't know if you can grab your token from underneath Spring there to move.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, he moved right into your token space to fire that off. Can you grab it, Elma?
Oh, sorry. Oh, I didn't see.
They're like somehow.
Yeah, but
growth
you would need.
operation.
It's fine to move into the space like that, but you'd need to move out of it afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Awesome. Do you have anything else you wanted to do?
I say, how could I miss? How could I miss? He's like looking at his hands, like he's flabbergasted.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Okay. It is Lyric's turn now.
I am going to Bane, cast Bane.
Mm-hmm. Bane.
So I need a charisma saving throw, DC 13.
Oh,
Okay. Which one are you casting it?
All 3 of them.
Oh, all 3 of them. Nice.
I'm trying to post it in there.
right.
Hold on.
How did that even?
Bane. Up to 3 creatures of your choice must make charisma savings throws. If the target fails a savings throw, makes an attack roll or a savings throw before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract that. Okay. So that's going to be 3 wisdom.
What's the name
Sorry,
of that?
charisma.
Yeah, charisma saving throw.
Savings
13.
throws, which is right there. That's 1 8, 1
Nope.
failure. That is
Nope.
2 failures. And that is 3
Woo!
failures. Jeez. Okay, so I'm
Sweet Bane.
gonna which one can I use? Let me see. I'm going to use this one here, this sleepy dude. They're not sleepy, but they're Bane.
Yeah.
Okay. And would you like to do anything else?
Yeah, we'll move back by Avery.
Okay, cool. Sweet. And
What was the name of that? What was the name of that spell you were casting?
that was Bane.
Okay, I'm gonna look that one up.
The opposite of black.
Now I have the huge list of spells in front of me, and I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, cool shit.
So, and how long does that last for? Just the next attack?
Is concentration up to 1 minute.
Oh, wow.
Oh, right.
Whenever that target fails, yeah.
It doesn't get another saving throw against it. It just lasts
It
until.
just lasts a whole minute. Jesus.
It lasts
Okay.
a whole
Yep. Or
All right.
let's take damage, which is why I'm hiding.
So this dude here, just sort of kitty corner with Uma, is going to try to. Hold on. Actually, it's might move forwards.
Come on!
It's going
skeleton!
to move forwards, and it's going to attack. Yes, Uma.
Ah,
I was not to be evil,
Yeah.
but I was making I was jumping up and down and making a lot.
a lot of noise. Oh, you were
I was trying to entice it to try to go after me.
right. So it is going to do that then. So and was that the your your thing, greater aid or whatever it's called?
Well, no. When I stepped in front of Lyric on
Mhm.
the end of my last turn,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure if it's free action, but I was trying to like be a lot of like interference so that it would come
Be
towards me,
super
not towards
noisy?
anybody else. Yeah.
Okay, so adjusting the stats for I'm gonna make another roll.
Okay.
We'll call it disadvantage. And it does actually want to attack you. So there we go.
Excellent.
Wow.
This was my thought.
Yep. So it brandishes its short sword. This is not the one that had the short sword knocked out of its arms. And attacks for 20 minus a d4.
Yeah, it's gonna hit me regardless. So don't worry.
Okay. Well, it
14
was
armor class.
16. Okay. All right, and boom, 5 damage, 5 slashing damage, or is it piercing for short sword? I forget.
Piercing.
Piercing, yes.
I'm immune to piercing.
Of course you are,
Piercing,
and
yeah.
slashing, and bludgeoning,
And flash. Yeah.
and all of the elemental ones.
Everything.
So that is that one's turn. This one with 1 hit point, it is so dumb. But it's going to try and hit Uma. It will use its no, it can't use its short sword. It's going to use its short bow, which is the same modifier, but it's with disadvantage, so a 6 doesn't hit. Oh man, it needs 2 hands to use a short bow. It does. It lashes out and tries to punch you with its 0 modifier, and a 12 does not hit you.
Yeah.
All right, so it lashes out and does not hit you, and it is now, and it can't move any farther forwards, even though it wants to just crush into this series of bodies. And it's Kushi's turn.
Indeed. I will. Is the one? Well, I guess brain is beside it, so it doesn't really matter whether it sprays. Does it look like the same one? Like have the same kind of weird?
Yeah,
Black.
they all have this
all
these
have
strange slimy growths all over them.
Okay. Well, in that case, let me try something a little different. I can see this one over here still, right? I will draw my short bow and fire at it from a distance. Try to take it out before it sprays nasty black ichor all over us.
Yep.
So I'll fire with that.
Oh, a 13 just hits.
Oh,
There you go. 6 piercing damage. And you can see that there is some goop that sort of splatters and falls on the floor as it gets hit and sort of gets knocked back a little bit, but it's much too far away for that to be of any danger.
okay. Stand back, brain. I will shed a warning, and that will be all because I can't do a bonus
Yeah.
unarmed attack. from
Yeah.
range.
You know the Switch game ARMS? You need to invest in some extensible boxing glove arms.
We all need to invest in something like that. Every one of us.
I need my go-go gadget arms. to
Yeah,
punch.
exactly. That is a deep cut. Jesus Christ. All right, it is now the skeleton's turn. Oh, I didn't know if you wanted to move or not. Actually,
No, I'm
you're gonna stay there.
good where I am.
Okay. It is now this skeleton's turn. It's not. I don't think it's smart enough to stand back and fire, so it's just going to go up as far as it can, and start trying to pierce Uma's tough flesh with its short sword. This is going to be minus a d4, but it's missed already. So it comes at you and misses, Uma.
Yay.
It is now Brain's turn.
Ah!
I said no shooting.
What? I wasn't shooting.
That was the skeleton's voice.
When looking at these skeletons, which one is taking the most damage?
Definitely this one in front of Uma, that has had its arm sheared off and is trying to punch her.
All right. So, and just for my later on thing that I want to do, which of the other two are more damaged?
The one that's sort of in the back here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Great. So I can move into another. I can move through another creature's space. Correct.
Another allied creature? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I want to move to here.
Right.
And stab this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that cool?
Yeah, for sure. You would have to move out of that space as well.
Yeah, I'll definitely be doing that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna sort of sneak up, sort of just on the side of Uma, right? And my rapier in my hand, and stab through.
Yep.
Die, motherfucker, die!
Wasn't that an Ice Cube song?
Die, motherfucker,
Ice
die.
T, I think, maybe. It might have been an Ice T song.
18 will probably
18 hits, yes.
Yeah, 4. Right. Way too much damage.
Lots.
Oh, wait a sec. No, it's 11 points of damage.
Yes,
because
that's right.
It would be with sneak attack because Uma is right next to it.
Right. So you managed to down this skeleton. And it begins. It falls down and sprays a bunch of ichor everywhere.
Yeah.
And since you and Uma are both technically up in the same space, you're both going to have to roll. But all at the same time, there is. How do I say this? There's you and Uma represent a wall of flesh. So any particular droplet won't necessarily. It's going to be harder for it to land on either one of you, probability-wise.
Okay.
So you're both going to roll with advantage.
Ooh, excellent.
And make. Oh God.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my God, both of you.
As we're trying to move out of the way, we both sort of entangle in each other.
Yep. This was supposed to be advantage, not disadvantage. All right. So you're both going to get splashed. Uma for 1 damage, and Snailbrain for 6.
Woo!
You got a whole bunch of it all over you.
Yeah. No worries. So I need to now move, and so I'm gonna take opportunity attack.
Yep, that's true.
Yep.
So
no matter what I do, I'm gonna take an opportunity attack.
Yeah.
So.
And that is an 18.
Yeah. Okay. And that hits for sure.
Minus the D4.
Oh yeah, minus a D4. Oh yeah.
It's still gonna hit.
Oh really?
Yeah, I got a 14 armor. Crap forever.
Right.
I need leather.
Yeah, it was 16 anyways.
I need studded leather armor. For 2 more.
Right. So that
Is that right?
sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I was
for
actually
8.
subtracting that from the 18. 8 damage. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That really hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have a hit point left, but that's okay.
And you can at least move away now.
No, because I'm doing something different.
Oh,
So
okay.
I say to Uma, is my bonus action, I'm going to help her. And I point at the one right in front of me and go, kick its ass! So you now have advantage on your attack on this one.
But you can't end your turn there.
Yeah. Where
I
are
can have
you?
my turn there because it's on top of a dead thingy.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me just move that so we can all
you're-
see you.
you're-
Right.
Oh, you're over there, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
There you are. I didn't see where you moved
I
because
thought you were still on Uma's square.
yeah, to me you were underneath the token.
Oh,
and
sorry,
yeah, but that's fine. I'm
here.
Okay, perfect. And actually, you haven't actually left zone of control for anybody, so put eight points back on there.
I didn't actually.
Put 8 points back on there.
Yeah. I was going to actually move to here, and that's why I said that. Okay, cool. Yay!
Looking at this one page, it's basically like you can move into a space, an allied space. It's difficult terrain.
Yeah.
You have to do whatever you can to move out of it. You must attempt to move out of it at the end of the turn.
Yep.
There's a weird kind of edge case where allies could grapple each other, and one guy says he's unwilling to be grappled, and so then it becomes a grapple contest where you're like holding on to your ally who's in the same space as you. It's kind of a weird thing that the GMs would have to decide what's going on. And then the last thing that's kind of just a funny addendum is the rules do not state a limit of number of creatures in a space because the 5e rules are not a physics engine.
Yeah.
Which could lead to like ridiculous.
So if you're all grappling each other, you could just be a cloud with like fists and hands coming out.
Yeah.
Group hug.
You could basically have like a hired army running through a teleportation circle, or like weird like stacks of creatures.
Yeah. Oh, that's weird. That is so weird.
That's weird.
Because they don't specify. Like DMs would have to describe what's reasonable in a 5-foot space.
Yeah.
How many people can you get in a Volkswagen kind of thing?
Right.
But I will end my turn there.
Right. And you were giving Uma what was it? Advantage?
Yeah, so the idea being is I can so I give the help action to a creature that she goes to attack within 5 feet of her.
Yeah.
Right? As a bonus action.
Can it be either of those creatures, or does it have to be a specific one?
It sort of says that you have to indicate which one.
Right. So you're indicating this one that's sort of in the back.
I'm going to point. Says that'll be okay. An ally in attacking a creature, the target of that creature can be within 30 feet of you. So the idea being is I'm pointing. So it doesn't actually say that, but I'm pointing at that creature specifically.
Yeah.
To give her advantage on that creature.
Okay.
You have to pick a creature.
Yeah. All right.
Right.
It is now Spring's turn. There is a skeleton within 5 feet of you in your immediate threat zone.
Okay.
So you can like swing your weapon or whatever you
want to do. This skeleton that's near me, is it like damaged at all?
It is not. It is quite, well, I'm not going to say healthy, but it is it's got all of its HP.
It's in good shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. For a bunch of bones.
Yeah, exactly. For a bunch of like oozing diseased bones.
Okay. Well, since it's not really damaged, and kind of worried about what's going to happen with the rest of the party if this lasts too much longer, I am going to okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to cast Thunderous Smite, and this spell is a little bit strange. So
Yeah,
maybe
okay.
maybe if you want to read if you have them handy, because I want to
Right.
make sure I don't screw it up.
I believe that's a bonus action when you hit.
It is. It is, but
So-
I have to hit, I think, in order
Yeah.
for it to actually
Yeah.
do anything.
Yeah, you can. So you can try to hit the creature. If you hit it, then you can cast that as a bonus action, and then it does its thing.
Yeah, so
If
you don't have to
miss-
cast it first. You can cast
Yeah.
it after.
Yeah.
I can cast. Oh, so oh, okay. So if I don't hit,
You don't spend the spell slot.
interesting. It would seem like it would be a pretty instantaneous thing. Like I would have to make
Well-
the decision to cast it before I hit, but I don't know.
My thought process, because I would play a paladin in a different game, is the idea when the arrow or whatever hits it, then you
Yeah.
call your god's power down onto it.
Okay, makes sense. All right, so first I'll roll to attack with my hand axe because I'm
Okay.
in close.
Yep.
And it has to be a melee weapon. So, all right.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. 16 plus proficiency plus plus 4. So
Mhm.
that gives me a total of 20. I'm assuming
20
that,
hits, yep.
Yeah.
So
So
roll that
I say,
damage
uh,
for the axe, and then
right.
and then
okay,
you can
then
do the
roll regular
thunderous smite.
damage. Sorry, what's this? A D6?
The
1d6?
hand axe, I believe, is a D6. Yes.
A D6.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. There it is.
Okay. So, all right. So damage roll. Nothing gets added to that, right?
Should be your
Yep.
strength modifier
Oh. Okay.
because
So
you're
in that case, it's plus 2. So
Mhm.
5.
Nice. So 5 damage,
I
and
say
before
did-
before we do that, I would like you to make a Dex savings throw.
what saving throw?
A dexterity savings throw.
Oh, okay.
Because as you hit it all of this. Well, if it happens, it's gonna happen instantaneously. So roll your thunderous smite damage as well.
Okay.
2d8.
Right, so
I believe
they,
it's 2d6.
right. So by the glory of the light and the power and harmony of the music of the spears, I summon thunder. And so, okay, now I roll 2d6. What's the rolling here?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. Okay, so that's a 4 and a 6. Holy
Oh,
shit.
nice.
10.
10.
So there's a massive thunderbolt as my weapon strikes, and everybody is completely deafened for 300 feet.
Yep.
For some reason.
What?
And now the creature happens to it now. It either gets thrown across the room, or
it has definitely been blown partly down the hallway, and in doing so, though, it does splash some of that ichor. So you are still going to need to make a Dex savings throw of 13
Okay.
or greater to avoid that.
all right. So that's a d20 plus dexterity modifier.
Yeah, and if you
Correct.
have, I don't know if you have proficiency in that one or not.
I should.
Let me just look. Wait, where are you?
Dexterity's
Paladin, no.
No, you do not have.
no.
No, you have proficiency in your wisdom and charisma savings throws.
Oh, okay. I thought, okay, well, I'm sure you're right. I got confused when I was writing stuff down, I guess. Anyway, that's fine because I rolled a 19.
Yeah, no, perfect. That's so this thing goes flying across, like, down the hallway. And is there any special narrative that you want to
It also
attached
gets
to
knocked
that?
prone.
I don't know how damaged is it. How
It
damaged is it
it
going to be? When
flies apart.
oh,
It
So
totally flies
they-
apart.
so there's a clang as the axe strikes bone, and then there's this huge thunder crash, and the creature is lifted into the air instantly, and even before it comes down, it's already falling to pieces.
Yep.
And so the individual pieces just sort of fly all over the end of the hall,
Mhm.
like far away from where the rest of us are.
Yeah.
And
It's flown like 10 feet, and its bones are like scattered over a wider area than that.
yeah, and there's this sort of putrid but really old, like it smells like a mix of like gunpowder and some old incinerator that's been filled with garbage for 300 years.
Right.
And it's sort of cloud comes into the air for a minute, and it's very showy.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Nice. And Elma the Great wrote in chat. What did you say? Do you wanna do that one?
Yeah. Well, so
Do that joke.
yeah. So when it goes explodes and his bones go flying down the hall, he says Napoleon Bonaparte.
Oh, it hurts.
So, Spring,
Right.
there is no longer any immediate threats to you. There is a skeleton about 10 feet away from you, and you still have movement left if you want to enter that space and become a threat to it, then that would be fine.
yeah, okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah, move move into the range of this bastard.
Yeah, that's right. So you've replaced the skeleton that you blew apart and are now threatening this other one. It is Uma's turn.
All right.
Now you are one poison splash away from unconsciousness.
-1, so it's a 16.
Oh, there it is. Yep. 16, and that will hit for sure. That is 15 damage. And I would like you to still roll that's D20 for your dex save. And you make it. This thing, how does this thing die? You know, this is the last skeleton. How does it die?
She, for flavor purposes, I know I use my great axe, but she puts her great axe to her side and she literally kicks its ass because she was told to kick its ass.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right. And that is the end of combats.
Yay.
The victory fanfare plays. We get a total. Yeah, that's it. We get a total of 200 XP for the battle. 200 XP divided by 1, 2, 3,
7.
4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
7. Okay.
It's the 7th.
Spring.
Yeah, there are
Yes, I
definitely
think
7
that's
here.
right.
200 divided by 7 equals
You got it before me.
20. It's 28.57. So is that 29 for
28.
everyone?
Yeah, for sure. 29 for
I'm
everybody.
so close. 280 experience points. So close.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm 31 from level 3.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Need to find
So
a
good.
rat
You
or
will be the
something.
most powerful wielder of magic.
Or 67 plus 29.
And do they explode in loot?
Yes, they are. I'm just
It says,
adjusting
look, lyric,
stuff.
they're exploding with loot.
And I'm going to. Let me just mark that down. There, as these things die, lyric, by the way, each time they die, there's a whole bunch of like shards that fly out of them. We tally them up at the end, but certainly these things will come out of the dead bodies as they go down. Where did my calculator go?
Okay.
So, Uma killed one, I killed one, Spring killed one, Kushi killed one, but we're not keeping count, right?
We haven't really been.
Okay.
You just counted.
Oh,
Counting is difficult.
I did, but I'm not keeping track.
Right.
That's the difference. Thank you, Uma. You're right.
Counting up the shards, you need to carefully pick through the goop. But as you move these shards out of the goop, they are magical, and most of you know this already. And they are magically cleansed as you take them out.
Good.
So there are 38 in total. And you can divide that as however you want.
Sure. So 5 each, and then there'd be 1 left over, right? Is that right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you. Sounds about right.
There would be 3 left over. 38, you said?
Oh, there's 3 left over.
38 total.
Yeah, so there's 3 left over.
Right, so there's 3 left over. So who?
I say we give it to Lyric.
Like a welcome
agree.
present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to hell.
Good plan.
Give all 3 of
Oh,
them.
thank you. I don't know how it was such a fun place.
Welcome to hell, Lyric.
Yeah. So everyone gets 5 except for Lyric, who gets 8. And mark down on your character sheet that you have 8 like light shards. Light shards is a good way to say it.
Yeah, because these ones are light, not dark.
Yeah, it's true. Do not confuse them with the dark shards.
Are we calling it?
Okay.
Have we actually had any dark shards?
We have not. We have not. Lyric, you are the freshest one from under the peach tree, and you were it was just explained to you a couple hours ago that this particular dungeon, basically it generates light shards. The other one, the material abyss.
Oh yes.
Is the one with the dark shards. So I don't know if you guys, if you want to pass that knowledge on or remind them, because they were also privy to this information, but that was months ago.
It was a really long time ago, so
Yeah.
I know I forgot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah, so there is that. It is 10:52. It's just about time that we started winding down. Looking through these skeletons, you don't see anything necessarily, valuable on them. Unless you count like the weird disease ichor. There are some weapons. There's some old short swords. They are perfectly usable. There's short bows as well. They basically have armor scraps on them.
Yeah.
Uma's gonna go back into this room and spin 3 times in a circle, and then sit down and knead the ground where he says, Uma needs sleep now.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'll take one of them short swords, I guess.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm good.
All right. What am I doing here? I'm adding a short sword.
Brain will walk over to Uma where she's sitting and I gotta rest for a moment too.
Mm-hmm.
And lean up against the wall and sit down.
Cool. And so our intention here, when we get back, is to take some kind of a rest, right?
I guess so.
Yeah.
If that's okay with people, I would like to have
Yeah.
a short rest, if I may.
Yeah, long rest.
I think I would like a long rest.
I need a great rest.
I wish we could go into a forest where some of the things we killed we could eat afterwards. That would be cool. We can't eat all these skeletons and zombies and things. They're all so diseased and undead. Nasty.
Mm-hmm. Now
Have we been hungry yet?
You
I
have
don't know
not
if I've
been hungry.
hungry.
Some of you even
We're
have
dead.
like rations and stuff like that
Oh, I know, I
for
know.
whatever
I just
reason. But none of you have ever, like while you were here, ever felt the need to really sit down and eat something.
Yeah, but I do now. It's an aesthetic need though, not
Yeah.
an actual.
It's
I want to play my lyre and eat some huge beast and share it with my comrades.
Yeah, there hasn't really
And
been
probably drink something.
anything made properly out of meat, has there?
No,
yes.
not at all. The closest thing were the damn hands.
Quite a while ago, this party
Yeah.
came across these fire spiders.
Oh yeah.
And
Kay remembers those.
yeah, so those had meat on them. Whether it would be tasty or not is another matter. But so there is the possibility still of getting some kind of tasty meal. And
Yeah.
you sort of realize, like, not being hungry, you can be a lot more selective about your meals. Too. If something doesn't taste good, there's no need to eat it.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess that is our game for the night.
Yay! Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I wonder if anyone would like to plug their whatever they're doing.
Nothing. There's no one else here but us.
Yeah, I know. But we're gonna have a YouTube video going up as well.
Yeah, if people
So
watch
if you
it
want
later.
to, yeah, for sure.
2 weeks from now, we'll be playing this again. Plug.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
2 weeks.
All
2 weeks from
right.
now. I'm
Cool.
back. And by then it'll be springtime, and everybody will be.
Yeah, that's
hanging
true.
outside. Yeah.
Awesome.
And eat meat.
All right.
Hey, I have good news to brag about. I got my vaccination today.
Oh,
Hey.
nice. Wicked.
Yay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm going to a rave tonight.
Oh, yeah?
No.
That's right.
I am not.
Yeah.
I am not.
It might take a little while for the vaccination to actually kick
Yeah.
in.
They may have said 2 weeks, but I thought they said 2 hours.
Right, yeah, right. Yeah, by the time you finish this game, it should be all settled.
Yeah.
You need a second dose?
Hope so.
No, it's it's the less effective Johnson & Johnson, but
Gotcha.
they say it's
Yeah.
still really effective. So
Right.
better than
All
nothing, I
right.
guess.
Well,
Yeah,
I
guys.
will talk
Thank
to you
you.
guys in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yay.
Everybody.
Did you guys say?
Look forward to it. Good night.
What's that?
We must say bye.
Bye, guys.
Good night, everyone.
What's that space?
Okay, the stream is done. Go ahead, Space. What was that?
I was asking about the experience points. You guys, keep
Oh,
track on
30.
Oh,
30? 29?
It was
29.
Yeah, it was 29.
29. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, and are you guys keeping track on D&D Beyond?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm getting.
Sorry,
slightly
not
better at
D&D Beyond. It's on Roll20.
Roll 20.
Just on your character sheet.
I'm not actually on Roll20. I still need to make one. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've got your character all ready made and stuff.
Yeah.
And your tokens attached to it and everything. So I figured probably the program you're using, even if it's just Notepad, is probably more accessible than Roll20 is.
It's better for me, definitely.
Yeah.
But then you guys can see my rolls, and I don't just have
to... right, yeah.
You know, file space. I don't know if.
Yeah, well, we can take a look at Roll20, see if it's gonna work for you, and everything.
How do you guys know when you're leveling up, though?
It's just the standard level up rules. So I believe level 2 is 300 experience.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Roll 20. If you do it in the experience, there's an experience points box on Roll 20, and if you do your experience points / the next total you need, so 300 in your case, it will tell you when you've leveled up.
Okay.
And it will ask you if you want to use the character mancer to continue.
Yeah, and we usually level up like on a rest, rather than in the right after a combat or something.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
The last time after the last session, I leveled up, so I'm like looking at this spouse today and going, "Oh, what can I do?" And I'm just like,
we don't necessarily do that, do we? We don't necessarily level up on a rest, do we?
He leveled up though before we had a nap.
Right. Right. Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. Yep. Okay.
Last session, I should say. Yeah.
Because I leveled up as well.
Yep.
And we had a long rest, and so
it wasn't just me.
Okay. Cool. All right. What are there any like?
So I'm glad I got to use my most over the top showy spell ability.
Yeah.
To great effect as well. That thing was not hurt, and you just one-shotted it.
Just Spring. Sorry. You might want to look at Divine Smite, which is one of your paladin sort of things you can do.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, it's 2d8. Just
okay. Yeah, it's a bit more.
Because it was undead.
It's
a bit more damage points, I guess. But
it's a matter of if you want to get the effect, right? The thunders. It's really look at the effect and if it's important to you or not. Otherwise, you want to use the smite, the divine. Smite.
I liked all the offensive spells things that I could choose, but I just chose that one because it was like loud and
yeah, for sure.
And as Amy was saying that Divine Smite, if you're doing it against undead, you get another d8, so you get 3d8.
Wow.
Yeah,
I guess that's the difference between the divine and the thunderous.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I gotta go.
All right. Yeah, cool.
Thanks.
Okay.
All right.
Good night.
I'm gonna go too, unless anyone has like questions or anything.